this whole thing up.
So for people who are not watching on YouTube right now, Cundy has got a T-shirt.
Thomas Tuchel's busy trying to bring glory back to England for the first time since '66. But how did he get here? Well, from the sleepy town of Krumbach via some giants of European football, here's his journey to Wembley. Sitting around 60 miles west of Munich, Krumbach's population is less than 14,000 people. But Tuchel's friends there remember a boy whose ambitions lay far beyond the Bavarian community. His will to win was evident early. Tuchel often captained his youth football teams, and his school side lifted the national German football trophy in 1987. The sport took the young defender on a whistle-stop tour of South Germany, from Augsburg to Stuttgart and then Ulm. A knee injury ended his playing career at the age of 25, though. Tuchel accepted his first coaching role in the Stuttgart youth setup in 2000, hired by none other than Ralf Rangnick. Under Tuchel's stewardship, the club's under-19s won their league title in 2005. But Stuttgart chose not to renew his contract, feeling Tuchel had an abrasive personality. He went on to manage Augsburg's second team before spending 5 years at the helm at Mainz. He then followed in Jurgen Klopp's footsteps and moved from Mainz to Dortmund. Here, Tuchel secured his first major silverware, the German Cup, in 2017. 8 more major trophies came next for Tuchel in just 5 glorious seasons. He won 2 Ligue 1 titles and a pair of domestic cups as PSG boss. At Chelsea, he famously lifted the Champions League, as well as a Super Cup and a Club World Cup, and he also bagged a Bundesliga at Bayern Munich. And then, 4 months after leaving Bayern, Tuchel was unveiled as England's new manager.
I always wanted to come back to England. That was my big goal. I have the best memories of the country, of the league and of the players. The attitude towards the game, the attitudes from the supporters.
Well, here's hoping Tuchel can finally drag England over the line at a major tournament.
Well, a very good morning to one and all. It's Thursday the 23rd of April. This is talkSPORT Breakfast with Arnold Clark. Buy a used car and get a free 2-year service plan. Plus, get an extra £500 when you part exchange shop. The upgrade event today. Ally McCoist and Gabby Agbonlahor with you this morning. Gabby, a very good morning, pal. How are you?
I'm very well, Mr. McCoist. How are you, my friend?
I'm very well. Now, the first thing I have to do is publicly apologise to you.
Why?
Because I'll tell you, I got up this morning, I was having a cup of tea, and I was just going to send you a wee message just to say I'm looking forward to the show, and I missed a message from you, mate, and I never get back to you.
Ali, I'm used to it, mate.
I know that.
Yeah, it's okay.
But normally it's intentional. That one was an accident.
I've been ignored a lot of times in my life, Mr. McCoist. I won't take it to heart.
I knew you wouldn't anyway, pal. I knew you wouldn't anyway, so apologies.
No problem, mate.
Your next couple of days having okay?
Yeah, I went to Mallorca for 3 nights.
Oh, God.
The weather was 21, Ali, but even the guys over there that I know, they said, no, it's more like 28, 29. It was roasting, mate.
Was it
roasting?
Lovely, mate?
Yeah,
just
it was
chill.
Yeah, lovely, Ali. And at the airport yesterday, you know what I hate about when you come back off holiday, Ali, is when you're at the airport and it's perfect weather and you look outside and you're like,
I know, mate.
Could I just stay a bit longer?
I know, mate. It's terrible. Here's my 6 million or 66, or I can't remember the number, but it's certainly millions of dollar question. What was the airport like when you arrived
It was perfect. We flew on Sunday morning from Gatwick, and we landed at about midday. And it was empty, mate. But the only thing now, for everyone that's going to Spain, when you arrive, you've not done it, you've got to do your fingerprints. So
have you really?
That's going to cause a bit of carnage, I think, in peak season. So had you done it before,
or was that you? Did you have to do it?
That was my first time going to do fingerprints. So
but it didn't take you that long, actually, because I've heard horror stories.
No, it was fine, because it was a Sunday, Ali. And also Easter's gone, so everyone's back at school. But if you go during school time and you haven't done the fingerprints, then good luck to you. All the best, I'd say.
Is that right? I can imagine. Because somebody was telling me it might have been Spain. It actually might have been Portugal. I'm not sure. He said they were there, and it was absolute the queues and everything. It was just absolute.
It was terrible on the way back yesterday, Ali.
Was it, mate?
Yeah, but I done a little sneaky trick, Ali. We got to the airport. We saw this long queue, Ali. British Airways, it was. So I just thought, let's just go and stand in the business class queue. And then someone come over, a couple, Ali, older couple. Is this the British Airways queue? I've gone, yes. Is it Club World, wherever that is? I've gone, yeah. Knowing that I'm not Club World, Ali. And then I get to the front and the guy didn't care less, mate. Got through, happy days. The queue, probably an hour and a half queue, Ali, to get on the normals. I was buzzing.
That's brilliant, isn't it? I have to do something about it, man, though, I tell you.
Ruins your trip, doesn't it?
I mean, it's bad enough for like ourselves, but imagine you get kids, young kids.
Kids. Moaning. Dad, how long? Dad, I need a drink. Dad, I'm hungry. Dad, I need toilet.
Could you imagine it, mate?
Oh, go away.
Could you imagine it? Well, listen, mate, you're back into the swing of things. City moved to the top of the Premier League for the first time, listen to this, mate, since August the 21st, as they beat Burnley 1-0, and it was last night, of course, it was live on talkSPORT. What are we thinking, Gabby? Is it just as straightforward now as City are favourites?
I don't think they are, Ali.
No.
I really don't. This morning, Ali, walking in, I put my first bet on Arsenal to win the Premier League.
There you go, mate.
You know why, Ali? Because last night, Manchester City, yes, very good going forward, but defensively very open, missed a lot of chances. But now, Ali, it's a shootout.
Yeah.
It's 5 games. Who wants it? Who's going to score the most goals? Arsenal play twice before Man City play again in the Premier League. So if I'm Arsenal...
Good call.
If I'm Arsenal against Newcastle on the weekend, Newcastle are in a bad place, I'm going for it. If I'm Arteta, no messing around, no quotes, finishing only in training, Havertz, crosses and headers. Guys, we can probably get +6 goals before Manchester City play again. Pressure's on them. Man City got tough games, have they? They've got Everton away. They've got Bournemouth, Brentford. They've got Villa.
Is it Bournemouth away and Everton away? Is that the 2 away ones?
I think so, yeah.
Yeah, I think it is, mate. I had a look at it.
Yeah, and they've got Arsenal got Crystal Palace, but
yes,
Manchester City have got some tough games. So I just think if I'm Arsenal now, does the pressure come off, Ali? Because now you're chasing.
I know what you mean, mate. See, the thing is as well, I mean, it's been really interesting to listen to all the opinions, Gab, right?
Yeah.
And I know it's all about picking up points, but I actually thought Arsenal played well.
I agree.
At the weekend,
I
mate,
agree.
And created some excellent chances. The game kind of went as I thought it would to a certain degree. I thought City had a lot of the ball and probably, certainly, had a greater percentage of possession and looked good as they do. And they had 1 or 2 chances themselves, as you would expect. But I just thought Arsenal's second half, hit the post a couple of times. Havertz has had 2 brilliant chances. One, Donnarumma makes a great save, makes himself big. And the other one, obviously the header at the end. On another day, and I know it's all that if you're anti and all that kind of stuff, but I tell you what I did, mate, I did enjoy the game. I was going, cause that was one of the things I was going to ask you, did it go as planned as as well planned as you would hope? Because you said you were going to watch it over there and all that stuff.
Ali, I got my iPad right. Mrs. sorted it all out for me. Watched Villa versus Sunderland.
What a game that was! I watched that, mate. What a game!
We were 3-1 up, right?
Oh, I know you, man.
And I was about to tweet something, and I was about to press send, and they scored, and I was like, all right, hold off.
Oh my!
Then they scored again. I was like, okay, get off the app, put the phone down, and then he runs through, doesn't he, the midfielder? And he tries to dink the keeper. What's he
doing, by the way?
What's he doing? And then Aston Villa, happy for Tammy Abraham to get that goal as well, because he's been short of game time But it just shows, Ali, the Premier League, you can't get complacent. Villa were getting complacent. They were messing around at the back. Finally get the result, big result for them. But Manchester City, Arsenal, I agree. Arsenal played very, very well. I felt Roy Keane was very harsh on Arsenal after the game because they had a plan. Eze off the post.
Yeah.
Havertz that goal where he's stretching for it, Ali, and he misses the chance. Then the header he's got to score. There's no excuses. But Arsenal now, it's a shootout. Go and put 3 or 4 past Newcastle because Newcastle are there to be taken.
Oh, we're going to get some run in, mate. And there's another game, obviously, last night. But last night's result, mate, Burnley's 1 year stay in the Premier League is over as they were relegated. Elsewhere, Leeds made it to 40 points as they drew 2-2 away at Bournemouth, late goal there. But now, the top story this morning is, of course, Chelsea. And after their worst run for 114 years, since 1912, Liam Rosenior was sacked after just 106 days in charge, pal.
Chelsea go out of the Champions League with a whimper.
Chelsea 0, Manchester City 3.
Stamford Bridge engulfed in boos. And Welbeck is there to finish it. Chelsea suffer an historic 5th consecutive Premier League defeat without scoring.
Unacceptable in every area.
Liam Rosenior has been sacked by Chelsea.
Are you surprised they've pulled the trigger now? Having watched that performance last night, probably not.
But this was a project manager that they knew well from his time at Strasbourg, and it hasn't worked almost since day one.
A little surprised at the timing of it, but ultimately the outcome, I think, was sort of inevitable, really.
After 5 games, losing, not scoring, it doesn't surprise me, especially at Chelsea.
The lack of effort, the lack of intensity from the players, it was pretty clear they've given up on their manager. The fans certainly had as well.
Afterwards, I just felt that there was no way that he could continue after saying what he said, but also in the manner in which he delivered it. But he is only part of the problem.
You know, Sam, mate, I think Sam's got it spot on there. He was only part of the problem. I've got to say, Gab, I don't know. I mean, I was at the game against, what game was that? Manchester United, and they actually played okay, Chelsea, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
It looked as though they couldn't score. And then I watched that game, mate, dear me.
Yeah.
And, you know, I have to say, mate, I thought the players were a disgrace, to tell you the truth, right? And I know that the buck clearly and understandably and always will stop at the coach and the manager. And it's him that loses his job. And I don't know about you, mate, but I even said it yesterday morning we were talking. It looked like it was a matter of time, the way things were heading. And I hear Sam there saying the timing, maybe a little bit of a surprise before the Cup semi-final.
I don't think so.
Nah, I'm not so sure myself.
No, you want to salvage the season, don't you? Because the way they were playing, Ali, against Brighton, the way Chelsea as a football club were feeling after the game, Leeds would have beat them comfortably if there wasn't a change. Yeah. I agree with you, Ali. I feel that Liam Rosenior is a great coach. I really do. He was minding his own business at Strasbourg, doing a very good job, maybe at the level that he was at that time. Any one of us, if Chelsea call you, would have says, "Oh, of course, what?
Absolutely.
Oh, okay, £24 million contract. I'm guaranteed $4 million if you sack me. Okay, yeah, 100%. I get to come home." He said that himself, Ali. His family's still in the London area. Gets to come home and be closer to his family. No brainer. Did he go about his time at Chelsea wrong? I think he did. The way he spoke, respect the ball, the huddle, the way he spoke to the media with all the big words that weren't needed. Yes, I think he went about it wrong. But what I will say is some of these players are absolute wrong-uns, Ali.
Oh, that's
like the way that they down tools on this manager.
Diabolical.
Loads of them though. And you know what else, Ali? When the going gets tough, and it was 4 games without scoring, 4 defeats in a row before Brighton. It's amazing how certain players start to get injured, Ali.
Oh, I know, mate. I thought the performance.
Cole Palmer. We love Cole Palmer. Where are you? In the stand? João Pedro in the stand. What did the physio say that you're likely to get a little strain if you if you play against Brighton? I'll sit this one out.
It was a shambles, mate. I'm telling you right now, I thought the level of performance and the level of commitment, they just looked like a group of wee boys against Brighton. I thought it was really poor. Really, really poor.
Neto?
Also, I know.
Garnacho? Come
absolutely,
on.
mate. We could be here all day. We could. A wee reminder, Rosenior was given a 6.5-year contract. Callum McFarlane has been placed in charge until the end of the season, while the club takes a period of self-reflection, as they should. Now, Bournemouth manager Andoni Areola is the leading contender to replace Rosenior at Chelsea. That's what talkSPORT understands. Chelsea fans, was the timing right to sack Rosenior ahead of a semi-final? Who would you like to come in next? Who do you want to see in the Chelsea dugout next? 03717 22 33 44 is, of course, the number to call. Give us a call on that number and give us your views. Up next, we turn our attention to the back pages.
Vincent Kompany's side have won their 35th Bundesliga title at the weekend, have made adding another winger this summer a top priority. Gordon's thought to be open to a move to the Bundesliga, even though a starting spot, the Allianz, is not guaranteed. Sources reveal the England international has already spoken to Harry Kane about life in Munich. Newcastle United reported to be willing to sell, providing their valuation of at least £75 million is met. Do you think that there's a possibility that Bayern might balk that valuation, Coisty? 75 million? It's a lot of money. I mean, he's a,
good player.
Fully fledged England international.
Oh, 100%, mate. 75 million. Far too much. Good player. I like him. Hasn't shown any level of consistency in the league. I would say best form's been in the Champions League or certainly Europe. Would he be interested in going? You better believe he would. I mean, if you're Anthony Gordon, crikey, a move to Bayern Munich, why would you not?
But because you might not play everywhere.
Yeah, I know, I get that. And I was just about to say, you look at it, I've got Musiala, Diaz, Guerrero, I mean, Elise, Harry Kane, Gnabry. He won't start. I mean, if Bayern Munich were playing PSG today and he was in that squad, he wouldn't start, right? He would not start. He would not start a must-win game for Bayern Munich.
Hello and welcome to talkSPORT Goals and taking you through what should be another busy day of football.
Chance to win it!
We don't need to do that, guys.
I'm going to owe you an apology.
How would you get to that conclusion? That's a weak mentality.
Oh, get out of it.
Okay, what time have we got? It's 6:20. This is talkSPORT Breakfast. Ally and Gabby with you this morning. Well, Chelsea's the big news this morning, isn't it? We want to hear from you. 03717 223 is the number to call. Was Rosenior being sacked days before an FA Cup semi-final the right choice? Who do you want in next? Paul is a Chelsea fan. Paul has dialed that number. Very good morning, Paul. Thanks for dialing this morning. How are you and what do you think this morning, mate?
Good morning, both of you. And I've got a question to ask you after, Ali, but
Sure.
I'll go for my rant. My rant first of all.
Carry on.
I phoned up yesterday to try and get through, telling that he had to go, and the same reason he had to go is the same reason I'm phoning up today. None of the players really respected him. Whatever level of football you play, you always want to listen to a player that's better than you, or played at a higher level. Now, I know you can turn around and say, well, Mourinho didn't play at a higher level, but at least Mourinho had a pedigree behind him, you know, of you know, when he was at Barcelona and then he went to Porto and then so and so. So, them players, they looked at him and you could just see it on every game. You could see it, like they was looking at him thinking, what is he going on about?
Yeah.
And my opinion is we need Mourinho back. We need a manager back who's not going to take any of their nonsense.
Well, do you know something, Paul? I actually agree. Where I would probably disagree with you, I don't think they've necessarily got to play the game. You mentioned Mourinho and people like that, and at the highest level, and Wenger and people like that. But where I do agree with you, it looked to me as though they didn't have any real respect for him, to be honest with you. And it wasn't a good look. And by the way, to be honest with you, Paul, I think the players deserve as much criticism as the manager and the coach, by the way.
Yeah, but they can only be guided. You know, I mean, look, I wasn't a fan of Maresca until I found out that Maresca was being told who to pick and who not to pick and who was ready, who was up for selection.
Yes.
But at least Maresca had a plan. You could see Maresca had a plan. Whether some of the players couldn't adapt to that plan and couldn't play that way. Right?
So does the plan stop the players from running around? Haven't Chelsea been outran all season in the Premier League? No.
But then you got to have a type of player to do it. I mean, look at Liam Delap, Gabby. I mean, he goes on there. He's like a combined counties player.
Yeah.
He's diving into people and crashing into people. When you're thinking, this is the Premiership, mate. You don't do that. You do that in the combined counties. You know, it's like, you know, throw back to the days when Fashanu used to do it. You know, I just think, you know, I'm sorry, but I think they've got to get a proper manager in, one with a bit of establishment behind him. You know, this is ridiculous what they keep doing. They keep getting these young guns, but this is Chelsea Football Club.
I'm with you, mate.
Ready-made.
I'm with you. I think it's a really testing time. What was your question, my friend?
Have you tried walking football yet? Because I phoned up a couple of years ago with you and Townsend on the thing, and I tried to get you two to play us in a game.
Paul, have I tried it? I invented it.
And I'm a big Rangers fan as well, Ali. So
we've got everything crossed, Paul. Listen, lovely to talk to you. Thanks for taking the time to call us, mate. And hopefully Chelsea will pick up, mate. Looking forward to the game at the weekend. Thanks for your time, mate. We are now going to take a look at the morning's back pages.
Back page review on talkSPORT.
Well, there was some maniac in that studio yesterday was getting Katie's mixed up with Shabans, and I don't know who it was, but I can officially tell you.
So who is it today, Ally McCoist?
I don't know. Today we've got Cindy Crawford doing the back pages. I'm trying to get myself out of a hole here. We've got Cindy Crawford. Cindy, take it away.
Thank you very much, Ali. Yes, the back pages are filled. Well, a mix, really, of Man City's won a win over Burnley last night, which takes them to the top of the Premier League, but also pictures of a very, very sad Liam Rosenior. All over in 106 days is the headline on the back page of the Mirror. Then you've got Chelsea dagger. Rosenior out after 106 days on the back page of The Guardian. A big man up top with a big, very happy Erling Haaland as they go top of the Premier League. So let's start there, Gabby. You're backing Arsenal to still win the Premier League title. Why is that?
I'll just look at the games that they've got to play. Arsenal have got to play Newcastle and Fulham at home before Manchester City play again in the Premier League. You go and get two positive results there. with goal difference being a key factor. West Ham away and Crystal Palace away are tough games for Arsenal. Then they've got Burnley at home as well. But Manchester City's games, I really think they're tough games. Everton away on a Monday night. We know Everton still looking to get into European places. Brentford at home. Brentford still looking to get into European places. Same with Bournemouth. And then Palace at home. That's always a tough game. And then Villa at home as well. So I look at the fixtures and I feel that Arsenal have got the better fixtures to get the more points and better goal difference.
On to Liam Rosenior then. Ali, do you think he got enough of a chance at Chelsea? You know, all the headlines saying all over in 106 days this morning.
Did I think he get long enough time? There's a great question. Maybe not, but I'm not surprised at what happened, Katie. I think we even mentioned it yesterday, didn't we? It just looked... It looked probably unsavable, to be brutally honest with you. Worst run, I beg your pardon, since 1912, 114 years, whatever it was. Hadn't scored a goal in 5. Only team they'd beat was Port Vale in the Cup. You know, not scoring any goals. And I think the final straw was obviously the Brighton game, Katie. You know, and I think the signs were there for everybody to see. I do actually have a degree of sympathy for him. I genuinely do, because I think he walked in. I mean, I don't think he look. It's the easiest thing to say with hindsight now. I don't think the timing was right for him at all. I don't think he was ready for it.
No.
And I think he was let down by the players and certainly the people above him as well.
I think, Ali, we'll come to the players later on, but some of the things he was doing, Katie, as well as a manager. I mean, like, me and Ali have been players, and the one that stood out to me, obviously, is respect the ball and the huddle and stuff. But he done a thing the other day, which people will say, oh, it's lovely. Casado signed a new deal. So Casado and his family and kids, they're all in this big meeting room. You got all the players there. And Liam Rosenior says to him, thank you for signing for this great football club, re-signing for this great football club. Then they all sit down and they must watch some of his best clips on this big screen. People might say that's nice, but as a player, I know for a fact the other players are thinking, I know what's going on here. Like, he signed a new deal. What's your point? Like, let's go.
So what would you expect then in that moment?
Just to be, you don't need anything. Like, congratulations on your deal, well done. Say to him when you walk past him, not to make a big thing of it. It was giving me like...
It was giving you the ick.
Yeah, like under 21 coach vibes. Do you know what I mean, Ali?
I know exactly what you mean. It's as if he's doing everybody a big favour by signing this new contract. Instead of just saying, great, contract signed, right, let's get back to work. I know what you mean.
Yeah, it's like he's trying too hard, maybe, Liam, as players, some of them are thinking, like, what's going on here? Like, all the things that he's done in his 3 months in time, they weren't really things that a Premier League manager should be doing.
So where does Liam Rosenior go from here then?
Swap with Gary O'Neill. Gary O'Neill can have that job. I was doing well. No, but I think he's got a long future in coaching. Like Adi says, it was the wrong job at the wrong time, because it's a poisonous job to have at the moment. You know, until they sort out their transfer policy, some of the names they've been linked with, I wouldn't touch it, would you, Ali? Until you understand, can I get some experienced players in?
Yeah. Liam Rosenior will get a job, Katie, somewhere. Yes. I mean, even where he came from, he did a great job over by Strasbourg there.
Yes.
So, somewhere, I wouldn't be surprised if he headed back over to the continent.
Yes.
To get more experience, wherever it may be. And I think that'll be the case. He will get a job. He deserves to get a job somewhere else as well. I just think it was the kind of wrong fit at the wrong time. One of these things, Katie, to be honest with you. Okay, you're staying with us, Katie? You're back?
I'm back with a quiz at 6:45, so strap yourselves in.
Great stuff, thank you. Coming up, the Premier League is the biggest league in the world, but have Burnley fans enjoyed being in it this season? That's an interesting question. Sadly, they were relegated last night, and we're going to discuss that next.
What happened, though, Jack?
Oh, mate, look, it was gutless and spineless performance. I'm trying to choose my words, but I'm so angry and I'm so disgusted with that performance. That is, first half, I don't know what that was. That was absolutely turgid, disgusting. And do you know what? It's getting worse. It's getting worse. And that, Brighton are a good side. I mean, they caught us at a good time. No, they are a good side, by the way.
Good team.
They are. But that is unacceptable. That is unacceptable. And do you know what? We got Leeds at the weekend, okay? And I'm telling you now, we ain't winning that game. We are not winning that game. We're getting dumped out the FA Cup. I don't know where the next victory's going to come from. I don't know where the next shot on target's going to come from. Absolutely disgusted. I am. I think it's the worst performance that I've ever seen, and I've played in a few as a Chelsea side. And I genuinely, I can't think of a worse performance than that.
Ever fancied having a beer in the stands while watching your team at the Emirates, or at Anfield, or at Stamford Bridge? Well, this season you actually can. Drinking alcohol in the stands at Premier League games may still be illegal, but the Women's Super League is doing something different. And here's how we got there. Back in the 1980s, football had a serious image problem. The sport was plagued by violence, pitch invasions and beer-fuelled chaos. Then, in 1985, Margaret Thatcher's government stepped in. They introduced the Sporting Events Control of Alcohol Act, banning alcohol in view of the pitch across England and Wales. Since then, many fans and clubs have called for the law to be relaxed. But despite attempts to change things over the years, authorities just haven't been convinced fans can be trusted. But in January 2025, something did change. The Women's Championship, now called the WSL2, launched a trial allowing fans to drink in the stands. The reasoning? Well, fans at women's matches tend to behave differently. Less aggression, more family-friendly vibes. As a result, select WSL and WSL2 stadiums are now allowing fans to drink alcohol in view of the pitch. It's been a landmark move showing growing trust in fans and recognising that women's football is building its own culture. So could the men's game be the next to leave the 1980s behind? Well, maybe, if fans can prove they can handle a pint without pitching it at someone. Yeah, don't hold your breath. Until then, it's Bovril all around. Cheers to that.
Okay, this is talkSPORT Breakfast with our good friends at Arnold Clark. It's a perfect time to upgrade your car, get 2 years free servicing when you buy a used car in the upgrade event. Check it out online. Ally Gabby with you this morning. Now, it's been a very, very difficult few weeks for Arsenal as well. They lost a Carabao Cup final, exited the FA Cup, and now after 7 months at the top, they've slipped to second place in the table. Former Gunners midfielder Emmanuel Petit was on White and Jordan yesterday and said he is adamant that the players have to keep the faith.
I know the history of our city, you know, especially when they had to finish the season, and they are probably the best team in England, and they win all the games, you know, so it would be very, very, very difficult for Arsenal. But until mathematically you have a chance to win the title, you have to believe in it. If I am actually in the dressing room, I will do anything I can, you know, to win every single game until the end. Because if you lose the Premier League, it's not because City won it. It's because you lose it.
What are you thinking, Gab? Here's one for you, Gab. I'll ask you a question now, mate. Arsenal, obviously, we've mentioned, and I agree with you, it's not always the way it works, but I do think looking at the games in the run-in, you would probably... No, I think you'd definitely rather have Arsenal.
Yes.
Arsenal's, yep.
Yes.
I'd agree with you there, mate. Who are the key players for Arsenal in the next 4 games?
Odegaard. I thought he was very good against Manchester City. Just what Arsenal needed back in that squad of players. He's got a decision to make, Ali. Is it going to be Gyökeres? Is it going to be Havertz? They look better with Havertz up there, holding the ball up.
They do. And by the way,
link-up play.
Sorry to interrupt you, mate.
It's okay.
I'm impressed with Havertz in terms of that role that he played. I know he missed a couple of chances, of course, and that's what you want your centre-forward to do. We'll get all that. But take that aside, I thought he did that really well.
100%.
I thought he held the ball up well. I thought he brought people into play. I thought he was a nuisance. I thought he got his flick-ons as well.
You know what they need, though, Ali? They need the attacking players to be a lot more clinical. Just like Manchester City needed theirs last night, and they wasn't. Trossard, Martinelli, Madueke. Can you players just finish your chances off better? Because this will go down to goal difference, Ali. I really think it will. I don't think Manchester City will slip up. I think they might make hard work of games, Ali, and maybe get over the line in 2-1s, 3-2s. But I look at Arsenal's games they've got left. And if you're a betting man, Ali, you'd say you'd back Arsenal to score more goals than Manchester City.
I know. It's a tough one, though.
You should have saw Pep last night, Ali. You see him? Pep was losing his mind. Because he knows. He knew last night was a chance for Arsenal to go. I mean, for Manchester City to go and score 4 or 5.
They had a few chances as well, eh?
That's 28 shots they had, Ali.
By the way, O'Reilly's got a great chance. Cherky's got a great chance.
Haaland
hitting the post.
Semenyo had a chance. And Arsenal, I think it's second and last game of the season, played Burnley at home, Ali. Wow. So that could be a game where Arsenal say, like, okay, maybe we need to go and hit them for 5. But the problem Arsenal have got is Manchester City's last game of the season is against Villa at home. And if Villa gets to the final, Ali, the final is 4 days before that game.
Yeah, but here's one for you. Right, I'll take that scenario. But answer me this question. City needs a point or 3 points to absolutely, definitely get Champions League football.
Villa, you mean?
Yeah. I beg your pardon, I said City. You're right. Villa need, final game against City, they need a point or 3 points. There's no way, I think, that they can sit back and say, well, we'll just take our chances in the Europa League final.
Oh, no way. But I look at the table now. Brighton 8 points behind Villa. Villa win against Fulham on the weekend, Ali.
Yeah.
That could be nearly done there. So I'm thinking before that game comes, Aston Villa might have 5th place wrapped up, can't be caught.
Yeah.
And then if they go and play the Europa League, whatever happens, you win, you're celebrating. You lose, you're deflated. You know the beach is around the corner, Ali. I know Unai Emery doesn't do that. The players will still be professional, but that could be a game where you try a few young lads. Last game of the season, nothing on it. You can't get a place higher, maybe. Could that be Manchester City's game where they're looking at getting 3, 4, 5?
Do you know one of my highlights of the weekend, Gab? Right? And I'll bet it was yours too. I mean, don't get me wrong, being a Sunderland man, I was kind of gutted. But what about Unai Emery's reaction to Tammy Abraham's goal?
I know.
I love that, man. I mean, that's
football, isn't it?
See if you're a Villa supporter.
Yes.
That's exactly what you want to see, isn't it?
Yes, and that reaction, if I was the players and they drew that game, that's where you don't even go into the change room, Ali.
Yeah.
You're running before the gaffer gets in, get your stuff, and literally run to the car because he would have let loose on those players because they were comfortable at one stage, Ali.
Oh, I know.
3-1 up. It was a fun day.
Yeah.
All right, Watkins, you're off. Let's go and get Tammy Abraham on, give some players a bit of time. But Aston Villa are in a good place at the moment, Ali. Tielemans, McGinn.
What a difference.
I just love John McGinn. I was watching the game, Ali, and I was thinking to myself, watching the game, I'm like, what are Villa going to do when John McGinn retires?
Correct.
I was thinking, like, what are we going to do?
It's one of these things, sometimes you're not fully appreciating until you're not there. And I think that was the case with John to a certain degree when he's out with injury, but it's just brilliant to see him back. We need to move on, my friend. At the other end of the table, Burnley's time in the top flight is sadly over.
Who sends Haaland racing clear. He sends it past the goalkeeper. A delightful little chip. Of course it was going to be here. Victory for Manchester City. Just about. They head to the summit and Burnley head to the Championship.
It has been a sorry night in a season with many of them.
He's got it all wrong this season, Scott Parker, proving he's not a
Premier League manager. And I think from Burnley overall, it's been a pretty pathetic attempt to stay in the Premier League.
On reflection, seeing everything the way it was or how it is and what we need to do, then we'll make decisions on that as a football club and where we need to move forward, really.
Yep, okay. So Burnley managed just 5 wins all season, became only the second team in English history to lose the first 7 consecutive home games. Premier League is celebrated as the greatest league in the world, but have Burnley fans enjoyed being in it this season? Interesting question. Joining us now to answer that question is Burnley fan and broadcaster Natalie Bromley. A very good morning, Natalie. How are you?
Good morning, Natalie.
Good morning. Well, I'd feel better if Gab wasn't trying to encourage teams to pull 5 past us for the rest of the season.
That's what he does, Natalie.
I'm sorry, Natalie.
Welcome to the world of Gabby, Natalie, unfortunately.
Honestly. Gab, shut up.
Sorry.
Well, listen, Natalie, that's a pretty straightforward question, and I'm going to ask it again. Have you, as a Burnley fan, enjoyed being in the Premiership this season?
Well, you know exactly what I'm going to say to this because we've talked about this before. Yeah. Absolutely not. And it's a sad reality of how pathetic this season has actually been, that for the first time I think I can ever remember in terms of relegation, I didn't feel anything of when we got relegated. Like in previous seasons, I felt anger, I felt disappointment, I felt concern, I felt, like even last night I was just very, well, thank God that's over. Yeah. It's been such a pathetic attempt to try and stay in the Premier League this season, and there's just been mistakes made from top to bottom. Now, don't get me wrong, the Premier League's a very challenging league to play your football in anyway when you're not one of the powerful teams in the league. But in previous seasons, we've relished being that underdog. We've given it a go. We've tried to find different ways to stay in the league. Yeah. We've made things difficult. We've made turf more a difficult place. And I've said this before quite a lot recently. Burnley, under the new ownership and in this current phase of their chapter, has forgotten the DNA of its club. Where is that East Lancashire grit that we've been famous for? Where is the strong mentality? Where is that stubborn side that will do everything and fight for the badge? And we've got problems from top to bottom right now. And for the first time in our relegation cycle that we've had, I am concerned about next season. It's not going to be an easy return to the Premier League this time. I really don't believe it.
You are right, Natalie. I remember playing against Burnley many times. I was one of the grounds away from home against Burnley, Turf Moor, I hated going to. You were getting kicked galore. You had Ben Mee all over you, pinching you, booting you. It was a horrible place to go. You were like, even when you lost, Ali, you were like, we don't have to come back here till next season. They really have lost that, haven't they?
Yeah, they have. And it's interesting you say some of that. I think some of this is down to the player policy that we've got at the moment. Now, let's be realistic here. Burnley's not an affluent town. The club's not rich. The ownership aren't rich. We're richer than we have been in previous years. So we have to find creative ways to make it work in the Premier League. We have to find creative ways to bring players in. We're often very much shackled with demands on relegation release and bonuses and salary bonuses because of player caps. So we do struggle to bring players in, especially when you're in a relegation battle every year. But I find it really interesting to think back at the view of Burnley in the Sean Dyche decade that we had. And, the biggest complaint we had is that people were calling us dinosaurs and they hated us and, it was terrible football. But look at that squad that we had back then. It was the same squad for, 6 years. We had Nick Pope, James Tarkowski, Ben Mee in that centre core. We had Kieran Trippier on the right at one point. We had Chris Wood up front at some point. Ashley Barnes in his prime was pure Burnley, right? Who do you have in Burnley, in that squad, who A, you could name, B, you could say that's a Burnley player, or B, has been here long enough and committed enough to play for that badge and to understand what it was. Every single relegation, we have a wholesale change of the entire squad. Understand that's necessary because the financials, fine. We get a whole new squad in again. Yeah. They get promoted. They then recycle those because they're not good enough for the Premier League. And every single season, it's taken till October, November to get yourself bedded in. You simply do not have that luxury in the Premier League. And it's things like that I talk about the DNA. It's tweaks to the colour of our shirt. It's tweaks to the badge. It's the atmosphere, the light shows at Turf Moor. Everything just feels not very Burnley. And I think for me, this season epitomises that. We have to get back to who Burnley is, that East Lancashire grit, and then start again. And unfortunately, that also starts with a new squad, a new manager, I love Scott Parker as a person. I take no joy in saying this, but he's not the right match for us, and he's not the right match for the Premier League. Unfortunately, he has proven again that he just unfortunately has a ceiling cap. That ceiling cap is the Championship. But before we make those changes on the pitch, can we please get back to who we are as Burnley?
Great stuff,
Well
Natalie.
said.
Thanks for taking the time to join us this morning. Good luck to you. Still to come this morning on breakfast.
Superstar Breakfast preview on talkSPORT with Travis Perkins. Manage your Travis Perkins trade account online at travisperkins.co.uk or via the Travis Perkins app.
Well, OK, guys, after the departure of Liam Rosenior, we'll have a whole host of guests here joining us shortly as a man who knows exactly what it takes to bring silverware to Stamford Bridge. World Cup winner, European champion and two-time FA Cup winner with the Blues. Frank LaBeouf will be giving us his take on who he thinks should be next in the dugout. Looking forward to speaking to Frank very shortly. So, Chelsea fans, want to hear from you. You know the drill. Was it the right decision or not to let Liam Rosenior go? Give us a call, and the number is, once again, 03717 223344. That was our breakfast show preview with our good friends, our very good friends at Travis Perkins.
Superstar Breakfast preview on talkSPORT with Travis Perkins. Get free next day track delivery. Head to travisperkins.co.uk or download the app.
The big news is that Liam Rosenior has been sacked by Chelsea after 5 straight Premier League losses in which Chelsea didn't score a single goal. That's their worst record since 1912. Now, Chelsea would have preferred Rosenior to stay and be judged in years rather than weeks, but it simply wasn't possible. And as a consequence, a mid-season change is needed. Even though Rosenior only got the job in January, what I can tell you is that the players have already been informed. They were off today, and Callum McFarland will take charge of the team until the end of the season on an interim basis. And that includes the weekend's FA Cup semi-final against Leeds United at Wembley. And then Chelsea in the summer will do a thorough process to replace Rosenior, but they're going to take their time with that. So Rosenior sacked after that loss to Brighton, arguably Chelsea's worst performance in many, many years. And it is an interim manager in Callum McFarland to take charge until the end of the season.
Ben, firstly, well done on breaking the news. I'm looking at all the other media outlets. We've got it before everyone. So I really appreciate you telling talkSPORT first. Why the big change of heart? Because it wasn't that long ago the owners came out and almost confirmed the fact that they were going to stick with their manager, and they see him in that position for a long, long time. Why all of a sudden is it the change of heart? Is it the performance? Is it the result last?
Hello and welcome to talkSPORT Goals and taking you through what should be another busy day of football.
Chance to win it!
We don't need to do that, guys.
I'm going to owe you an apology.
How would you get to that conclusion? That's a weak mentality.
Oh, get out of it.
Okay, 10 minutes to 7. It is, of course, Thursday, the 23rd of April. How is it doing with Gabby? It's absolutely beautiful up here, mate.
It's cloudy, mate.
Is it?
Yeah. I thought the weather's better in the South Valley.
It's gorgeous here, mate. Honestly,
Is it?
It's gorgeous. Well, it's stunning. Absolutely
I
stunning.
don't believe you.
I'm going to phone you to news and let you see it's beautiful. Ally and Gabby with you this morning. Right, what do we know this Thursday morning? Well, I'm about to tell you. It just took 5 minutes. Just 5 minutes for the Chancellor. We are top of the league to ring out at Turf Moor from the visiting supporters as Haaland scored the only goal of the game to send Pep's men to the top of the table for the first time since mid-August, I think it was. Yamine Lamal has sent his World Cup hopes into jeopardy after injuring himself as he scored the penalty that gave Barcelona a narrow 1-0 victory over Celta Vigo. And following the sacking of Rosenior yesterday, the speculation has already started of who may become the one that's going to step into the dugouts to succeed him. Bournemouth's Andoni Areola, is one of the leading candidates since announcing he will leave the Cherries at the end of the season. What a job he's done there. talkSPORT's Alex Crook spoke to him after a 2-2 draw with Leeds last night and asked him that exact question.
There is a vacancy that your name has been linked with today at Chelsea. What can you say about that?
No, as you say. My everything I have full focus is on Bournemouth, and also I said it when I announced that I was not continuing. I will not talk about any other thing about my future because I have to be very respectful with this club because I have to thank them a lot of things.
But would you like to stay in England?
I repeat, I'm not going to talk about my future.
Leave him alone, Alex.
Listen, Crookie, how long do you think it took Crookie to get that custard off his face?
What the job he's doing, Ali, it's amazing at Bournemouth.
I'd love to have seen that. I mean, Areola would just like, have that custard pie, Crookie, and don't ask me that again, will you?
Alex, leave me alone. Leave me alone, Alex.
Crookie, I'm not going to tell you again. Right, Katie's back with us. Morning, Katie.
Good morning, fellas. We are going to be talking about Birmingham for the next couple of minutes because
Second City.
Jude Bellingham has bought a 1.2% stake in cricket team Birmingham Phoenix. Bellingham grew up in Stourbridge, just outside Birmingham, and played junior cricket for Hagley Cricket Club in Worcestershire and has now bought a minority stake in the city's 100 franchise, which is worth close to about £1 million. He came through the ranks at Birmingham City before joining Borussia Dortmund, with the Blues later retiring his number 22 shirt at 17 years old. He says, I love Birmingham. I'm very grateful for what the whole city has done for me. So over to Gabby Agbonlahor. Do you love Birmingham?
Of course.
What do you love about it?
I love a multicultural city. I love my football club, Aston Villa, biggest club in the city as well. I love the people. You got real people in Birmingham, Ali. Not these Londoners, They're not proper, are they, Ali? They're not rough and soft, these Londoners.
Oh,
in Birmingham, hard-working, We're not like Simon Jordan and these London guys, Alistair. We're good people from Birmingham, Katie.
Well, to find out just how much you love Birmingham,
I love it.
We've come up with a quiz.
Oh, no.
Brilliant.
Oh, Lord.
Right, strap yourselves in. This might be quite a funny couple of minutes. Gabby, first up, big question. Can you spell Birmingham?
Don't make me laugh. Come on, we're better than this.
No, I'm not even joking. Can you spell it? Because I don't think you can.
Come on.
No, you've got it wrong.
I'm joking.
No, okay, no.
Next question, come on.
Okay, well, I'm not going to give you a point for that.
No problem.
Okay, right.
I don't spell Birmingham.
Okay. Question number 2.
Yes.
Which heavy metal band formed in Birmingham features Ozzy Osbourne? Is that a pass?
By the way, Katie, just to let you know,
he's got 0 from 2. King of Birmingham isn't doing very well, is he?
If you want to come up to Glasgow for the Birmingham answers, you're more than welcome.
Well, you'll get this one.
Go on.
I'm going to try and help you out here. I might have to give you some clues. Question number 3. Very intense music. Which international sporting event did Birmingham host in 2022?
Commonwealth Games?
Yeah.
Correct! We have one in the bag.
Thank you very much.
Thank God for that.
Imagine I said that's so nice, Ali.
That's so nice.
Question number 4. Which number is higher? Gabby's total career goals,
Yeah.
or the amount of canals in Birmingham?
Canals.
Do you know how many?
No, but I'll say over 100 canals.
There are 216 canals in Birmingham.
Wow.
More than double of your goal total.
Yep.
Wow. And half of mine.
Yeah, we've got a lot of canals.
I've got a lot of
I do
canals.
go on a lot of canal walks. I do like them.
Do you? Okay. Question number 5. Birmingham developed rapidly during the Industrial Revolution, but in what year did the Industrial Revolution start, Gabby?
That's a brilliant question.
Yeah, that's going on here.
By the way, that is a serious question.
That is a serious question. And all these guys at the back alley, they love their free coffees and they give me no help whatsoever.
Diabolical.
So they won't be getting a coffee this morning, I'll tell you that.
You're quite right, mate.
Head over there. I have no idea. I'm not
Okay,
guessing.
1760.
Good.
Okay.
Good
and
year.
finally, you'll be
I wouldn't have
pleased
done
to
that.
hear, and then I'll give you your
Give me an easy
score
one.
total. I think it's 2 so far. And finally, which member of the royal family was born in Birmingham in 1984?
That'll be William, hasn't it?
It's his brother, Prince Harry.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I know. I didn't know that actually.
I thought it'd be William, Villa fan.
I know, man. That's
It's actually Prince
you're
Harry. That
unlucky
was a
there, mate.
tricky
Always
one.
loved Prince Harry.
That was it. So what was the final score that Gabby got? It was 2 out of 6.
But
So
do you
maybe.
see why?
Pardon?
Do you know why?
What?
I'm spending too much time in London. I'm going to start working from home, Ali.
Hey, there's never been a question. There's never been a quiz, I beg your pardon, that has gone from can you spell Birmingham to what year did the Industrial Revolution start? I mean, Katie, with the greatest respect, you've gone from one extreme to the other there, have you not?
Harsh.
Ally McCoist, I'm coming for you next for my next quiz.
I'm ready for you. Bring it on. Bring on the Glasgow quiz. Very good. Well done, Gab. Okay, coming up, we're going to turn our attention back to Chelsea and whether the club's issues are bigger than just Liam Rosenior. Stay with us. That's coming next.
It's expensive as well, living in Paris, by the sounds of it, Emmanuel. It's expensive being Emmanuel Petit, by the sounds of it, as well.
No, so happy to be Emmanuel Petit, you know.
Oh, quite right.
If I was not Emmanuel Petit, I wish I would be. I could be Emmanuel Petit. Honestly, my life is beautiful. You
Well,
know?
let's get into this. What do you like about him?
Well, I always do what I like, you know. I don't do things because I don't want to do it. And this is a luxury, especially nowadays. People would think, okay, with the money he earned, but I gave everything to my ex-wives. I had 3 divorces and I gave the half of it to the States too. So, but I'm still very happy. I try, you know, every single morning when I wake up, I want to stay positive because life is beautiful. I know it's very difficult, but if you want things to change in your life, you have to be positive. This is my religion.
Coming on this show often might change that.
Well, I was going to say,
if I have to come every single day with Simon, maybe I will change after a month.
I'm positive. I was going to say, Emmanuel, you only do things in life that you want to do, and you're sitting beside him.
It's a luxury, actually,
Yes,
because
it's a luxury.
most of the people, they don't have the choice to do it.
Do you know when you won it? In '98, what was the culture like in that squad? The environment, what
Amazing.
was it? What was the mood? Who's your best pal in that squad?
Patrick, Fabien, Robert. I had so many strong links, with former players.
Would you give up the chance to play for your country to become a global star of your sport and earn big money doing it? Well, that's the choice facing rugby players right now because of the proposed new R360 League. Led by 2003 World Cup winner Mike Tindall, it's already being backed by major investors. Its goal? Turn rugby union into franchises, not clubs, add some serious cash and a bit of razzmatazz. Or in their words, make the game more watchable, accessible and entertaining, especially for younger audiences. But there's been a huge pushback, a massive no way from the current game. So what exactly is R360 and why is it controversial? Rugby union is facing challenges on a domestic level right now. There's huge financial instability across even top-tier clubs. The English game has seen leading clubs like Wasps, London Irish and Worcester go out of business in the top flight. The Welsh provincial game is in total disarray too. R360 says they would remove what are easily some clubs' biggest expenses, i.e. the big stars, and therefore make more of them profitable. So the plan is to inject a new lease of life into the sport. But how exactly? Top stars of the men and women's game playing for a franchise-based league with fixtures in cities like London, Miami, Tokyo and Lisbon. Each city would host a tournament featuring all the franchises during a short 3-month season. And though no players have officially confirmed, reports suggest around 200 have signed pre-contracts, some worth up to 750 grand. And if that's the pre-contract, you can imagine where the full wages will get to. Problem is, the rest of rugby says no. In fact, no way. The national unions from England, Scotland, Ireland, France, Italy, South Africa, New Zealand and Australia have declared any player joining R360 will be banned from test selection. World Rugby's also not approved the league. Many fear it echoes football's failed European Super League, a top-down, money-driven idea that could damage the sport's traditions. So is it dead already? Well, rugby union is at a crossroads. Some may be against it, but we know others are being swayed by the cash. So will everything work itself out? Or after the European Super League and Live Golf, have we got sport's next big scandal on our hands?
Yep, here we go, right off 3 minutes past 7 on this Thursday, beautiful Thursday the 23rd of April. This is talkSPORT Breakfast with Arnold Clark. Shop the upgrade event today and get an extra £500 when you part exchange your car. Don't miss your chance to boost your valuation. Ally Gabby with you this morning. On the way this morning, this is some of the stuff we've got for you coming up. World Cup and European Championship winner with France and two-time FA Cup winner at Chelsea, Frank Leboeuf, will be joining us to discuss Liam Rosenior's departure from Stamford Bridge. And two-time world champion and huge Leeds fans, Josh Warrington, brilliant, will give a rallying cry to his beloved club ahead of the FA Cup semi-final live on talkSPORT this Sunday. Boy, have they picked up, by the way, yes. Leeds. Another point again last night. Now, after a run of 5 games, not only without a win, but also, unbelievably, without a goal, and after 106 days in charge, Chelsea have parted company with Liam Rosenior. So despite a 6.5-year contract, Liam Rosenior lasted just 13 league games as a place in the Champions League. Slowly but surely, well, not surely yet, I wouldn't have thought, faded away. Chelsea legend John Terry gave his instant reaction to the decision when speaking on his TikTok channel.
is a real top manager going to come to Chelsea Football Club at the moment in the position we're in? Can't buy players, looking like we're going to have to sell potentially, and that'll be our best players, which is always tough. We'll not be playing in European football. I hope I'm wrong in that, but yeah, really, really frustrated and worried, more importantly. So feel the anger, feel the frustration of the Chelsea supporters, but listen, I've seen 17 managers in my era come and go as Chelsea captain, and what the players will have to do is just get together, focus, and really focus on the weekend's game.
Oh, massive, isn't it? I mean, he's absolutely spot right. He's spot on, JT, isn't he? Everything he says. I think Gabby's. I think he's every right to be worried, as have the Chelsea fans.
Yes, and you look at the last 4 games, Ali. Forest at home, Liverpool away, Spurs at home, Sunderland away. They're not winning all 4. So I think Champions League has definitely gone for Chelsea, and they might end up in the Conference League place, Ali, which they probably won't want to be in when you hear...
By the way, they might not.
I know. They might not even get that. Exactly. So it's a summer as well, Ali, that Enzo Fernandez, you know, maybe, I don't think he would have forgive the club. You know, these players' egos are like, Ali.
You're right, mate.
He wouldn't have forgive the club for suspending for 2 games. He'll probably be forcing a move. Cucurella has been flirting with Barcelona.
Yeah, there's a few of them will play. There's a few of them will be playing in Spain next year.
They'll be dying to jump ship, Ali.
That would be my guess. We get more in Chelsea. And the decision to remove the manager and cross over to talkSPORT presenter, a huge Chelsea fan, Olivia Bazaglio. Olivia! Very good morning to you. How are you this morning?
Good morning, Olivia.
I'm good, thanks. I thought I was going to get a lion on one of my days off, but apparently
this is
not.
Diabolical. We're not giving you a lion.
No, I know.
It's because you leave so early, that's why, when you do work. You owe us hours, Olivia.
Shut up, Gabby.
Well, listen, thanks very much for getting up out your bed this morning to talk to your 2 pals. Is it a big surprise? I don't think it's a big surprise what's happened, is it? Really, Olivia?
No, I think based off of that Brighton performance, which was one of the worst performances I have seen from Chelsea in recent memory. I go back to maybe like Graham Potter, and it was sort of that feeling. Chelsea fans were getting the same feeling they were getting with Graham Potter, where it just felt like there was no other alternative to Liam being sacked. Now, I really feel for him, because I don't think this will have any effect on him as a manager, to be perfectly honest, in terms of going forward, because it was a bit of a mess when he came in anyway, you know, sacking Enzo Maresca halfway through the season. And he'll go on to have a good career in management, and he'll continue that career, no problem whatsoever. But the issues at Chelsea run way deeper than just the manager. And this is why, when John Terry was talking, I think a lot of Chelsea fans feel the same, that you worry that a manager, which is now what they want in terms of a manager with experience and has managed at the highest level, why would any manager want to come into this? So I'm really struggling. I'm really intrigued actually to see what they do, next, because they can't afford to get it wrong again. And without any Europe, it's an absolute disaster.
I think as well, Olivia and Ali, if you're a top manager out there, you're going to go and speak to Maresca, aren't you? Give him a phone call. What was the problems? So if you have a meeting with Chelsea, you're going to say, so what am I hearing about? The physios decide how long my players can play. The transfer situation you've got here, no experienced players. They'll have to change a lot of that for a top manager to take that job.
I listen to John Terry and I love it, and he's absolutely right. I mean, at this moment in time, it sounds a kind of bizarre thing to say, but which top manager is going to find that really, really attractive? I mean, it gets back to did the Chelsea owners kind of not just appoint Rosenior, but one of the reasons they could appoint him was they could kind of
100%
control him.
Yes.
Do you know what I mean? I don't know, Olivia, where Chelsea go from here, to be brutally honest.
Do you know, you make an interesting point. I look at the 5 managers, right, that Chelsea have had in since this ownership took charge. Thomas Tuchel obviously didn't last very long. Yeah. I look at the ones that Chelsea fans liked, or the ones that actually did well when you look at the like on paper and what they did and what they effectively won. So Thomas Tuchel, obviously everyone would have preferred him to stay. Mauricio Pochettino and Enzo Maresca. Now, I think the worrying thing in here is that those three managers had serious issues working under this ownership.
Correct.
And Tuchel was happy to walk away. Poch reportedly walked away at the end of the season, and Enzo Maresca reportedly walked away mid-season. And the only two managers that seemingly didn't have issues working under this ownership was Graham Potter, who it got so bad he got sacked, and now Liam Rosenior, who now it's got so bad he's got sacked. I think we're forgetting that Chelsea, over the last 2 decades, along with Manchester City, are the most successful team in England. Like, this is a team, and I think obviously that's part of the problem as well, is that Chelsea fans are so used to being successful. And even if managers got changed regularly, but they also won stuff. That was like an absolute nailed down thing with Chelsea managers. It doesn't matter how bad it gets, you tend to leave after winning trophies. Now, Chelsea's record at Wembley is horrific nowadays, and yeah, I'm with you, Ali. I don't really know where Chelsea go from here, because like I say, I don't think a manager of the highest level, but that's what Chelsea should be. You know, Chelsea Football Club, that manager role should be prestigious. It should be only the best of the best get that role. Now, that has completely changed, and it now seems like they need to go sort of back to that. But I agree with you, and I don't think any manager at the top level right now is going to want to come and work under them unless things significantly change, and that would have to be them admitting that they've got it wrong.
Who would you take, Olivia, right now, if you had an option? I mean, crazy as it may seem, would Maresca come into the equation?
I thing is, I personally really liked Enzo Maresca, and the players liked Enzo Maresca. And
exactly.
I think you can tell that because obviously since he got sacked, you had Cole Palmer say he liked him. You had Enzo, you had Cucurella. I know you were just talking about those two players speaking out, and they quite clearly liked him because they're still talking about a manager 3-4 months after he's been sacked. And so the issue there quite clearly wasn't the players, whereas I think this time around it did feel like the players maybe just weren't playing for Liam Rosenior, which I personally don't like at all. And I really hope the rumours of them, like there's reports of them like taking the mick out of him and stuff at training, I really, really, really hope that that's not true, because I think that says a lot more about the players than it does about him. But yeah, talking of managers, I haven't got a clue, because, like, you know, back in the day, if you'd have asked me, if like under the previous ownership, I'd have been like, right, Luis Enrique, he would be my number one. I know he's extending with PSG now, and there's no way that I don't think he would come to this ownership. We know what Luis Enrique is like working with the PSG owners as well. And I think Nagelsmann had a chat before. He said, I don't think this is for me. I know Iraola was like, you know, reported yesterday that one of the managers Chelsea are open to speaking to. But with the situation at Bournemouth and the setup he had there, and I just don't know if Andoni Iraola would even come and work at Chelsea. No. I just think it's a complete mess at the moment, and I don't know. I genuinely don't know.
Olivia, I don't want these players to get away with it, to be honest. I feel that like people will mock Liam Rosenior and say he was this and he writ on his notepad and you come out with these sayings, but let's not look at some of these players. Garnacho, you know, he's got the ego of Ronaldo, but the level of play of David Bellion, who used to be at Manchester United 20 years ago, like Pedro Neto, you know, like he's got an ego but doesn't turn up. Cole Palmer, has Cole Palmer had a good season? Because if you're talking about a World Cup now, I'll tell you what, Gibbs White is miles ahead of Palmer and Foden. Yeah. When the manager needed Palmer, where was he? In the stand against Brighton. Oh, he's got a little hamstring injury. Oh, has the physio helped you out again? Said you're not right to play. So some of these so-called leaders at Chelsea, they're not leaders. They're through the manager under the bus.
Yeah, I think the sad reality is that I think, like we probably will see over the next couple of games that actually maybe Cole Palmer might be playing a little bit better. Enzo Fernandez might be playing. And we will not see, I know for a fact, we will not see that level of performance we saw against Brighton, against Leeds in the FA Cup semi-final. And that's what I mean. He had to go. And I know Callum McFarlane, obviously, when he came in for that one game against City, you know, nicked a point at the Etihad somehow, but you could tell the performance was good. And that's ahead of Sunday. I think that needed to happen. I actually put on X, I would get JT in the dressing room. 100%. Not as a manager. I would just, but I think people underestimate JT's impact, and just, I know it sounds so stupid, but these players, I don't think they understand what it means to play for such a like a club like Chelsea, I don't think they get it. Because like we were saying, would Enzo Fernandez and Mark Cucurella had come out and said what they said if John Terry was in that dressing room?
I think as well, you talk about JT, I totally agree. What John Terry has won at that football club. When you say Chelsea, you think John Terry.
Yeah.
So it's a no-brainer. Get him in and around that squad of players. Get him speaking to the players. Make them understand. Like, guys, this isn't like a small club. This is Chelsea Football Club. Liven up.
Big game at the weekend, guys. Difficult one to call. Olivia, thanks for giving
No idea, Ali.
Thank you, Olivia. Join us. Appreciate it.
No idea, Ali.
No.
Because the pressure's off Leeds now in the Premier League as well. They're on 40 points.
100%, that's what I'm saying.
They can play their strongest side in this game and go for it.
What an incentive for Leeds. And they deserve to be where they are with some great performances.
Yes.
One obviously at Old Trafford, picking up point. They've been good last few weeks, I'll tell you. Here, Chelsea's very next game, which is, of course, as you mentioned there, Gabby, the FA Cup semi-final. It's right here in talkSPORT. The kick-off is 3 p.m. on Sunday. Chelsea fans, we obviously want to hear from you this morning. Please give us a call. The number is 0371722 3344. Now, coming up, this can't be true. We turn our attention to the bonkers news coming out of America this morning. They didn't qualify, but is there a chance we could still see Italy at the World Cup? Find out next.
Seen Arsenal. Nicola touches fire. Be fire. You ever win? Never beat. Win the dog. Do me a favour, Mike. Geo. Lose this device. What does that mean? Device. Can you hear me? You're supposed to win. Never beat. The quadruple. The treble. The treble. The double. Pirate. Richard Cripps FC. Set piece FC. Can you hear me? Set piece FC. You're supposed to win. Never been Galasaurus. Here's Morgan. Can you hear me? Greatest club side in the world. You're supposed to win. Never beaten Matt Lucas OBE. Sharpie, Ben. Can you hear me, Sharpie? Can you hear me, Sharpie? You're supposed to win. Never beaten. Lost London forever. Can you hear me? Lost and never. You're supposed to win. Never beaten.
What a weekend in the Premier League. Arsenal have gone and bottled it again. The gift that keeps on giving. Arteta's fire wasn't enough to get anything at the Etihad. Man City now have the chance to go top on Wednesday. That game's live on talkSPORT. Give us a call. Arsenal fans, have you bottled it? 03 717 22 33 Elsewhere tonight, West Ham, they failed to take advantage of Spurs dropping points. De Zerbi, though, he got his first point in charge at Spurs. It was my wedding day, and I cannot believe what Kevin Danso is doing in the 95th minute.
Listens than there are people on the planet.
On the planet.
Snap is coming on the show.
It's your WhatsApps. It's your WhatsApps. It's your WhatsApps. It's your.
The Travis Perkins penalty shootout on talkSPORT. This spring, Travis Perkins have gone big on landscaping. Find everything you need for your next project at travisperkins.co.uk.
Yes, indeed, it is that time of the day, guys. It's a Travis Perkins penalty shootout competition Thursday. As you heard there, Travis Perkins have gone big in landscaping this spring, and to celebrate, we have a top cash prize to give away this morning. Joining us, randomly selected from all our online entries, are player 1, who we're going to call Lee, and player 2, who we're going to call Ben, due to the fact that that's their names. Morning, boys, how are we?
Morning, guys. Good, thanks. How are you
Great
guys?
stuff. We're in top form here, mate. Thank you very much. Now, in case you don't know, I'm hoping you do, but here's how the game works. It's like a penalty shootout, men. You take it in turns to answer each question based on the current football landscape. Each correct answer earns you a point. Whoever has the most points after 5 questions each wins. You only have 5 seconds to answer each question, and we can only accept your first answer, men. We'll go to a tiebreaker. If it is a draw, our winner today will walk away with $2,000 in cash. Are you ready, men?
Already, yeah.
Lovely. Okay, we've tossed the coin already, and Lee is going first. Here we go, Lee. First question. Which city will host the opening match of this summer's FIFA World Cup? Need an answer, Lee?
Is it Toronto?
Sadly, Lee, it is not. It is going to be the opening match in Mexico City. Ben, number 1. Which team currently sits at the top of Spain's La Liga table?
Barcelona.
That is correct, Ben. You've nipped into a 1-0 lead with a long way to go. Here we go again, Lee. Coventry City secured the championship title on Tuesday night with a 5-1 win over Portsmouth. Who scored the first goal for the Sky Blues in that match and is currently the club's top scorer in the league?
It would be Haji Wright.
That's a good answer, mate. Very good answer. Gets you on the scoreboard. Here we go, Ben. Number 2. Which city will host England's opening match of the FIFA World Cup 26 against Croatia?
Is it for me?
It is for you, Ben. I beg your pardon.
Dallas.
Dallas is correct, Ben. Lovely. Number 3 for yourself, Lee. Here we go. Leicester were relegated to League One earlier this week despite drawing 2-2 with Hull City. Which Canadian international scored the first for Hull and provided an assist for the second?
It's Liam Miller.
By the way, great answer. Telling you right now, great answer. Equaliser, 2 each. Ben, number 3, my friend. Here we go. Chelsea suffered their 5th league loss in a row earlier this week after a defeat at Brighton. Which former England international scored the Seagulls' 3rd goal in the 91st minute of that match?
Danny Welbeck.
Flying, Ben. 3 out of 3, my old son. Different class. You need to hang in there, Lee. 4th question coming up. When Liverpool keeper Georgi Mamardashvili had to go off injured in the Merseyside derby over the weekend, which third-choice keeper came on as his replacement?
It was Freddie Woodman, sorry.
Freddie Woodman is a good answer and the correct one. Ben, number 4. Which team beat Dunfermline Athletic on Tuesday to ensure an immediate return to the Scottish Premiership?
Falkirk.
That is a reasonable guess, but they beat Dunfermline beat Falkirk in the Scottish Cup semi-final on Saturday. It's the wrong answer, unfortunately, Ben. The correct answer is the mighty St Johnstone. And the mighty, I use that term not loosely because they are mighty, as I started my long and bang average career there. Question number 5, Lee. Esteban Lapau is the current top scorer in France's Ligue 1. Do you like that? I'll give it again. France's Ligue 1. Which team does he actually play for?
So, which player, sorry?
Esteban Lapau.
Paris Saint-Germain.
No, sadly, he plays with Rennes. That was a very difficult one, by the way, Lee. I've got to tell you. Difficult one. You've got a penalty, mate. A proper penalty here coming up, Ben. 12 yards out. 5th question. This is to win it. Real Madrid were knocked out of the Champions League last week despite scoring their fastest goal in the competition. Which Turkish player scored that goal against Bayern?
Gula.
Deep joy, mate. Deep joy. You have a winning penalty and you have won 4-3. Well done, Ben. $2,000 in your pocket. It's on its way. How are you feeling about that?
Thank you. Oh, it's amazing. Thank you so much, Ali.
Brilliant, Ben. Lee, I thought you played well, mate. A little bit unlucky. Well, who's your team, Lee?
Crystal Palace.
Crystal Palace, mate. Well, what do you think of your manager? He's done a great job, has he not?
Yeah, he's done a great job. Yeah, just worried about next season.
Absolutely, Paul. You did a great job there yourself. Unlucky. Ben, well done, mate. And your team, of course, Ben, is?
No, I'm a Spurs fan, unfortunately, so I need some joy in my life.
I'll probably move swiftly on and just congratulate you on your $2,000. Are you going to stay up, mate? What do you think?
Who knows? I reckon if we get a win, it could turn it, but we need that win to come soon. Let's put it that way.
You got to beat Wolves, mate. If you don't, the way I look at it, pal, if you don't beat Wolves, Ben, you probably don't deserve to be in the league. Is that fair?
I agree. Absolutely.
Well done, mate. £2,000. Not a bad start to your Thursday, pal.
That is perfect. Thank you so much, guys.
Well done, mate. Enjoy. I'm just delighted we never needed that tiebreaker again all the time. I swear to God, Gabby.
I've just been for breakfast, Ali. What was happening?
I thought you played a massive and well-deserved part in that quiz there, mate. We'll be playing again for the last time tomorrow morning, so if you'd like to take part, head to talksport.com/win and get your entry in now. That's all thanks to Travis Perkins, who have gone big, as we said earlier, on landscaping this spring. From fence panels to decking or paving packs to topsoil, Travis Perkins has all your landscaping needs covered.
The Travis Perkins penalty shootout on talkSPORT. This spring, Travis Perkins have gone big on landscaping. Find everything you need for your next project at travisperkins.co.uk.
I don't know where West Ham's next win will be. I don't know where Spurs will be. But if Spurs beat Wolves, which is the easiest game out of all the fixtures combined,
yeah,
I wouldn't put my house on West Ham beating Everton, Brentford, Arsenal, Newcastle or Leeds. And if Spurs beat Wolves, West Ham are going to have to beat one of those teams or get a few draws, but you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I can't see that happening. So now I don't really know where my money is as to who's going down now.
Yeah, I mean, I always thought, and I've said to you before, I thought Spurs would survive. I just think they've got a bit more about them. I know they haven't won a game in 2026, a league game, but it probably was a little bit of a missed opportunity last night. To be fair, it could have got a lot worse because they had chances. When Brennan Johnson's header, he probably should have done a lot better with that.
Yeah.
Goal obviously ruled out, rightly so, with the handball. But yeah, it's going to be a difficult one for West Ham. I mean, they're both playing at the same time, which is quite interesting at the weekend. So at least there's not one almost. Oh my goodness, they've won.
Neither on telly, right? They're both
Neither.
Saturday afternoon.
Both 3 o'clock. So
I can't remember. You got that stick, haven't you?
What stick?
Huh?
What stick?
So you can watch games.
No, I haven't got no stick.
I thought you got Premier League TV.
Yeah, code, not stick.
That's what I mean. That's what I meant. Sorry, Darren.
Use
Yeah,
the word code, please.
I meant code.
Yeah, it's going to be fascinating. But yeah, I think West Ham will see it as an opportunity missed. But I said yesterday when we were predicting scores, for me, it just had draw written all over it. Palace, I know maybe obviously after getting through in the Europe and going back home and making changes, Palace at home were just quite hard to play against, quite solid, quite rigid in their shape as well. Got players.
It's not often you associate fan power with Chelsea Football Club, but one of the shining examples of it lies with a group called the Chelsea Pitch Owners. And they've proved to be the thorn in the side of owners past and present who've been dead set on moving stadiums to a larger, more lucrative piece of land. Essentially, the supporters group holds the freehold to the land on which Stamford Bridge sits. Former owner Ken Bates set it up at a time where some unruly property developers tried to evict the club from their ground. In order to prevent this, he established the CPO as a company that owned the pitch and offered the fans the chance to buy a share for £100. As well as that, they also own the rights to the name Chelsea Football Club, so if any owner wants to take them elsewhere, they can't be called Chelsea without the approval from the CPO. Now, in 2011, Roman Abramovich tried and failed to move them away from Stamford Bridge, and this has set a precedent for Todd Bowley and the current power brokers at Chelsea. They know any plan which involves moving from Stamford Bridge will require CPO approval from the now 13,000 fans who own it. There are fans who are concerned that if they stay at the bridge, they'll be left behind their domestic and European rivals who are moving to more commercially successful stadiums. But for the heritage and history lovers, Stamford Bridge is one of the iconic English stadiums, and to move away would be a grave mistake. It might not be as flashy as others, but stadiums like it have something about them that cannot be replaced. One thing's for sure, if Bowley wants to take Chelsea away from their home, he'll have to go through the CPO first.
Okay, this is talkSPORT Breakfast with Arnold Clark. This Thursday, the 23rd of April. Buy a used car and get a free 2-year service plan, plus get an extra £500 when you part exchange. Shop the upgrade event today. 7:32. Ally and Gabby with you this morning. Now, Chelsea sit 7th, 5 points adrift of Champions League spots now, without a permanent manager, and with a very, very important FA Cup semi-final on the horizon at the weekend. The meltdown continues for Blues fans. talkSPORT presenter and big Chelsea fan Rory Jennings might have finally cracked. Have a listen to this.
I don't know how mental this is. I don't know how mental this is. Aside from being a terrible footballer. So I'm not even, when I tell you how much I hate this person, I'm not even factoring in how bad he is at football. Do you know what I'm saying here? I hate this man. Like, a little bit of my day. Do you know when you go, Rory, don't hate. My mum will be watching it. Mum, I adore you. I'm sorry. My mum will be watching this. She go, Rory, don't say that. Don't say that. Don't say you hate anyone. It's not acceptable. It's not becoming. It's unedifying for you. You don't make yourself look right. You live a very lucky life. You've got 2 beautiful children. You don't have time in your life to hate. And I'm like, no, Mum, I do. I do have time to hate. Do you know why I've got time to hate? I find the time. I cut out the time. So yeah, I'm busy. I'm doing school drops and gymnastics lessons. I'm doing it all, right? But I find a moment where I stand there and I hate. And do you know who I hate? Alejandro Garnacho.
Strong, Rory. You can't be doing that, pal. Very, very strong. Gabby, I thought Garnacho at the weekend had an absolute nightmare, mate. Just, I heard the boys in the... I think it was H&G, it might have been Andy, I think it was. And he had a nightmare, mate. He really did. I have to tell you, I thought the 2 fullbacks at United were terrific, absolutely terrific. Darlow played him, had him at a tee, and Shaw on the other side played really well. Garnacho just looked as though he'd run out of ideas. He looked devoid of any confidence. But then, I need to tell you, Gabby, he's not the only one in that Chelsea team, mate.
The problem with Rory Jennings there is... Hate's a strong word.
It's far too strong.
Yeah, it's too much. It's too much.
Strong.
He's doing too much there, Rory. You cannot like a player of his playing style, but to say hate is harsh. Listen, Garnacho is a limited footballer, Ali. I said it earlier. He's got an ego of Ronaldo, and he plays like maybe David Bellion, who played for Manchester United. Yeah, he's not a great footballer, and his stats say that as well, Ali. 40 appearances, 8 goals, 4 assists, but only 1 goal in the Premier League this season.
Yeah.
When he runs at a player and the player's got the same speed as him, it's easy to defend against.
Do you know what it
he's
looked
weak.
like, Gab?
He's weak as well.
Do you know what it looked like at the weekend, mate?
Yeah.
And you'll know what I mean. It looked like Darlow had played against him in training every day for the last 4 years, and he knew exactly what he was going to do.
It happened over a month ago when they played. He played against West Ham. Wan-Bissaka done the same.
Yeah.
They know exactly what he's good at. Maybe Garnacho hasn't got past him in training either, Ali, and they're probably looking forward to this. Okay, we know what he's going to do. And I think he's limited, Ali, because even when he has better games, his final ball's not good.
Yeah.
His weaker foot's not good. He can't strike a ball hard. Whenever he has a shot, he literally trickles. So he's very limited. He might have the odd good game where he rips fullback who's not quick. I mean, he's done very well against Aston Villa recently in that 4-1 at Villa Park. But he's very limited, and Manchester United paid big money for him. And there's a reason why he won't be going to the World Cup, Ali.
Yeah.
In an Argentinian side that haven't got numerous amount of wingers that are at a top level.
I think that's fair.
Yeah, I just think he's a limited footballer, and Manchester United would have been buzzing that Chelsea paid. Was it 40 million they paid for him?
I don't think you're wrong, mate. I don't think you're wrong. I also think it's worth pointing out as well, again, that he wasn't the only one, and he's not been the only one. There's a few, without doubt, mate. Now, Manchester City moved once again last night after the victory in Burnley. 1-0 victory. Haaland's goal put them to the top of the Premier League for the first time since August. And here is how it sounded on talkSPORT, Gabby.
Arsenal have spent 200 days at the top of the Premier League table this season, but tonight Manchester City can go above them, and at the same time they'd be sending Burnley down. Big night of football.
Who sends Haaland racing clear? He sends it past the goalkeeper. A delightful little chip. Of course it was going to be him. And Arsenal fans look away now because they've started in top gear. Always came back to Haaland. Has come back to Haaland, who's in the outside of the post. Cherki going down the outside again, looking to get the ball crossed to Haaland. And his acrobatic volley lifts the ball over the top of the crossbar. Here's Cherki into the box, galloping forward, tries to flip it to O'Reilly. Oh, wow. And he's hit the ball so chainly into the arms of Dubravka. Really should have scored. And it's victory for Manchester City. Just about. They head to the summit, and Burnley head to the Championship. Manchester City are top of the Premier League table. They conquer Turf Moor. They dislodge Arsenal.
Okay, Erling Haaland's strike early in the 5th minute did the damage, ending Arsenal's 200-day spell at the top of the title. Well, sadly for Burnley, sending them back to the Championship. In the process, for more on this, I'm absolutely delighted to see joining us now is Athletics Manchester City correspondent Sam Lee. Sam, very good morning. Thanks for joining us.
Good morning,
How are you?
Sam.
Morning, fellas. All good, thanks. How's it going?
Great, it's going well, thanks, Sam. Sam, I mean, the result last night didn't surprise us. I think we all confident kind of predicted that would be the case. 3 points, clearly the most important thing. We get all that. But will City and Pep in particular, watching them last night, be a little bit disappointed they didn't get 1 or 2 more goals?
Yeah, I think so. I think Pep did eventually admit, after about 4 or 5 questions, I think in the end he did say, if I have one regret, I wish we'd scored more goals. Because they really had the chance to do it, didn't they?
Yeah.
By all accounts, the big battle with Arsenal on Sunday, it took a lot out of them. So going into the game, I was speaking to somebody and he was like, look, they're really tired. They need an energy boost. But then Cherki hits the bar, Haaland scores after 5 minutes, and you think, oh, well, here we go. And they just created so many chances. Yeah. But look, everyone can see that, can't they? It actually got a bit silly in the end. There was just no chance of Burnley equalising, but also City just couldn't put the ball in the net either. So it was a strange game how it panned out.
Sam, when you look at the remaining games for both Manchester City and Arsenal, obviously, Manchester City have got a harder running. Do you look at Arsenal going to play twice before you play 2 home games against Newcastle and Fulham? This really could go down to goal difference.
It could do, couldn't it? If you look at City's fixtures as a block, you think, they are tougher fixtures for sure. If you look at them at a block, you think, oof. But individually, they are playing good teams, but they're not playing like great teams. Everton away, that's going to be tricky. Bournemouth away, whenever that is going to be tricky. One of the factors for Arsenal, well, 2 factors with Arsenal, which I'm not sure about. Obviously, after their recent disappointing results in all the different competitions, are they just going to go back to winning 5 games in a row? It seems unlikely, but the fixtures are quite forgiving, so maybe. And the other factor is those 2 Atletico Madrid games. That's going to take so much out of them. It's going to take so much out of them. And I know they've got quite forgiving fixtures at home, Newcastle and Fulham, but maybe playing at home isn't an advantage at the moment because it's such a nervy place. You saw that Tyler Adams interview the other day. maybe that plays into it. But it could come down to goal difference, couldn't it? Maybe both teams drop points. Maybe both teams draw a game or two, and it still does come down to goal difference. So maybe they'll look back on that one last night, because they did have so many chances, didn't they? 28 shots, I think it was.
Yes.
Incredible, Sam. Listen, I'm going to say to you, mate, and it wasn't really until yesterday we were talking about it, and it's kind of sunk in. I mean, everybody were questioning, City's level. Has it kind of dropped off? And, obviously knocked out the Champions League. Arsenal were 7, 8, 9 points clear at one point. I'm looking at it, Sam, and I'm thinking to myself, Guardiola, could potentially be on the threshold of a domestic treble, whilst totally transforming the team. You look at it, I mean, you get Donnarumma, Riley's come in, Kusanev, Gehi, Semenyo, Cherki. The change in the personnel has been absolutely remarkable. I think it's gone a little bit under the radar. He's managed to do that and is on the threshold of a treble.
Yeah, well, it's probably gone under the radar because for most of the season, City haven't really been in that conversation. Most people didn't think City were going to do it. And, earlier in the season, they would stutter, like they'd be doing all right, and then they'd just lose a game out of nowhere. They'll drop points out of nowhere, and you think, they're not going to do it this year because Arsenal were looking so reliable. But you are right; they have changed everything. And this is the thing now: they're in the running. It's April. We all know Guardiola's record in April. We all know they always do really well at this time of year. But that is with a different team, isn't it? You mentioned the players who've come in, but what about the ones that have gone? Like Ederson, Walker, Akanji, Gundogan, De Bruyne. These are not little players. These are legends for the club. They all left in the last year, 18 months. And then, like you say, they brought in new guys, and they brought in new guys who don't really play the Pep way. There's a lot more dynamic guys in there. There's a lot more flair guys in there. And Guardiola's kind of moulding them to what he wants to do. So basically, earlier in the season, when they were winning on the counter-attack and having less possession and all that, and we were thinking, is this a new style? They just weren't as good at doing what Guardiola wanted them to do, but they're all kind of getting there now, and I think that's why it's kind of slowly coming together.
Sam,
but the changes have been massive.
Sam, I think Manchester City have to be more clinical going forward, because what I've noticed with this team is they will give you a chance. Even last night, they were fantastic going forward, but defensively, Burnley could have had 2 or 3, couldn't they, if they had more clinical strikers themselves?
Yeah, in the first half, they really could. In the second, not so much. Well, in fact, in the second, not at all, really, until that corner at the end. But in the first half, it was very open. And then, that's the thing. It was a strange game, because even though City were missing all these chances, normally you'd think, it's given the other team an opportunity to equalise. But Burnley just never looked like they were going to do it. But Everton might. Bournemouth might. Even teams at the Etihad might as well. Yeah. So, there is that. I don't know. I suppose the upside was they were creating a lot of chances. They weren't laboured at all. They were knocking it about quite well. But I absolutely agree. They do need to get a few more. But that said, I think Haaland scored 5 goals in 20 games between Christmas and the international break.
Do you know what did make me laugh?
And he's got 5 goals in 4 now.
You know what made me laugh second half though? It was last 10 minutes, and do you see when Cherki done a little flick in the penalty area and then tried to cross it? I was thinking, some managers, Ali, are dragging him straight off. I'm glad that he's allowed to get away with it, but I'm thinking, if you're the Burnley defender, he's tried to flick it up, do some kick-ups and cross it in. He's hilarious.
He's no low in confidence, the boy. And I want to ask you about him, Sam. I mean, in relation to Phil Foden, effectively, because I think every football fan, I beg your pardon, has a soft spot for Phil Foden. Right? We really enjoy watching him, particularly at his peak when he's playing well. Is it simple to say, Sam, at this moment in time, he will not be getting into the team due to the form of Ryan Cherki, who has been absolutely fantastic and a joy to watch?
I think that's a big part of it. But to be honest, I think it's not just because Cherki's doing so well. I think it's also because Foden's been having a hard time with it. He had a really difficult season last year, and although he seemed to click into gear in November, December time, it's not really panned out that way. So I think it's not that simple, because even if Cherki wasn't there, last night, for example, Guardiola didn't go to Foden, Marmoush, Reinders. Yeah. He stuck with the same guys again, and he might make those changes for the Southampton game at the weekend. So Cherki has been doing well, but I think Foden's own problems with form are a bigger issue there.
Yeah, I think you're probably right. Sam, what a finish we're all looking forward to for the end of the season. It's going to be remarkable, mate. Thanks for your time this morning. Really appreciate your time to join us. Okay, still to come on breakfast this morning.
Superstar Breakfast preview on talkSPORT with Travis Perkins. Go big on landscaping with Travis Perkins. Find everything you need at travisperkins.co.uk.
Okay, after the news yesterday, we want to hear from you, Chelsea fans. Give us a call, 03717 223344. Is the club heading towards a crisis, or indeed are they there at the moment? Who's to blame for all of this? Give you the number again, 03717 223344. Also after that, we'll hear from a man who's won FA Cups with Chelsea, Frank Leof, after 9 a.m. this morning. But up next, Gabby's going to tell us where he thinks Morgan Rogers and Cole Palmer will be playing their football next season. Very much look forward to that. That was a breakfast preview with our very good friends at Travis Perkins.
Superstar Breakfast preview on talkSPORT with Travis Perkins. From fence panels to decking or paving packs to topsoil, Travis Perkins has all your landscaping needs covered.
Arsenal have been reeled back in.
They are the title in the hands for months and months, and 3 weeks ago they had 10 points. It's not losing against City, as we said. You know, it's not losing against City that annoy me the most, because there is no shame of losing against City. But it's the game before that, Bournemouth. You know, when you lose the 3 points at home, the way they played, I watched the game. I was so. I'm not going to say the word on the radio because, but you understand what I mean.
It was flat, wasn't it? It was flat.
Yes. No desire. I think they had no idea what's going on the pitch, and I think they didn't understand exactly what it takes, you know, to win the Premier League, especially when you have to fight against City. This team is amazing. You know, they're acting like as a champion every single season. So
did you say that you don't think some of these players know what it takes to win the Premier League? What's involved in winning it? How you win it?
Have you seen the game against Bournemouth?
Yeah,
I watched it. Yeah.
Honestly,
there was no urgency. It was strange. I mean,
no energy, no creativity, no desire. I mean, guys, you're fighting for the title. You know that if you win that game, it doesn't matter if you lose against City and the game is in the hand as well. You still have 3 points. Come on, guys.
The one and only Sam Ryder. Please welcome back Will Traeger Show. You have 4 billion more listens than there are people on the planet.
On the planet.
That is coming on the show.
It's your WhatsApp. It's your WhatsApp. It's your WhatsApp. It's your.
Okay, Thursday the 23rd of April, just 10 minutes to 8 now. talkSPORT Breakfast, Ally and Gabby with you this Thursday morning. What do we know this Thursday morning? Well, Bournemouth manager Andoni Iraola is leading candidate to become the next Chelsea boss after Liam Rosenior's removal yesterday. talkSPORT understands that Real Madrid, midfielder Tchouaméni is one of the names on Manchester United's radar as the club looks to bring in at least 2 senior midfielders in this summer. And now, with less than 50 days to go until the World Cup kicks off, a major story is developing off the pitch. There's been reports that President Trump has asked FIFA to kick Iran out of the 2026 World Cup. Am I reading this, yeah? And replace them with Italy for the...
He's got some Italian friends, Ali.
Oh,
some
man,
big Italian friends that want to come.
He had a nice bowl of pasta the other night in that wee restaurant, and he enjoyed it. For the very latest on this unprecedented request, here's talkSPORT's Nick Ellaby with the latest.
Now, the guy who's asked about substituting World Cup qualifiers Iran with the team who failed to qualify for 3 tournaments in a row, Italy, is called, drumroll please, Paolo Zampaoli. He's an Italian-American businessman and former modelling agent. He thinks Italy deserved the spot due to their history of winning it. All this has come about because we still don't know if Iran will take up their place at this summer's tournament, with the US and Israel carrying out airstrikes on Iran in an attempt at regime change there. Reports suggest the move to shoehorn Italy into the tournament is to patch up relations between Trump and Italy's Prime Minister Giorgia Meloni after Trump criticised her and the Pope this month. This week, authorities in Iran said the national team do plan to take up their place at the World Cup, and Trump's pal and FIFA President Gianni Infantino says he supports that.
Ali, why is he just so funny, though, mate? Like,
I don't know, mate.
There was a clip the other day, Ali, I think about a month ago, and it was French President Macron. He's gone, your wife doesn't treat you well. It's like, what is he on about? You can't take him serious, can you, Ali?
No.
Imagine the Italian players. Oh, okay,
Oh, man,
thanks for that. Who's our first game against?
You just couldn't make it up, could you really? Now, for more on all the day's biggest stories, head over to talksport.com. It is now, thankfully, time for this.
Destination unknown,
I don't mind that. Who's that? I like that.
Great tune. No idea it is, though.
But we like it, eh?
Back in the day.
Yeah, we like it. We don't mind that. Okay, it's correct. It's the time in the show where Gabby looks at the players who could be on the move this summer and will tell us where he thinks they'll be playing their football next season. So let's not mess about. Let's get right into it. This man, first of all.
Mahrez in the right wing position. He twists, he turns, he lays it back to John Stones. What a goal! And what a finish from John Stones, the centre half.
What do you think, Gabby?
So,
will he be at City next year?
No, he's been. I think they haven't announced it yet, but I think talkSPORT have said that maybe he's leaving, Ali, at the end of the season. 31 years of age, Ali, but Stones has really struggled recently. The last 2 seasons, injury issues.
Yeah.
He's only made 7 Premier League appearances this season, Ali.
Oh, yeah.
It's harsh to say, but he is injury prone.
Yep.
So I can see why Manchester City don't want to give him a new contract.
Mm-hmm.
But we've seen this happen before with players that struggle with injuries. Why not on Everton, Ali? And you get a lot lower basic wage, and you get maybe higher appearance fees. So that way, Everton aren't, or any club he goes to, you're not dishing out big money and then someone being on the treatment table.
Obviously,
it's his old club
as well.
Exactly, yeah. It's his old club. David Moyes will like him. But I'm sure he will carry on playing. But just the injury problems, Ali, you know what it's like sometimes.
It's a shame, isn't it? I mean,
some players just get them all the time, don't they? mate?
Yeah. I mean, it's an interesting one. Never mind John Stones. I think the way that City are looking at it now, whether it's Diaz, I mean, they're all going to struggle to break up that partnership.
When Diaz comes back this season, if he does, he's not starting.
I don't think so, mate. That's my point. I think he's gone for, and I thought he was an automatic.
Yep.
In the team.
Gvardiol's got to come back as well.
Correct.
Yep.
Correct, mate.
Agreed.
The one player I want to ask you about was at the game on Saturday, worst game of football probably I've seen this season, and that was Brentford versus Fulham.
Yes.
But one player who is having, it's quiet Saturday, which is understandable, it was just a poor game. Harry Wilson having a brilliant season, mate. Do you know what he is, Gabby? Do you know how I would describe Harry Wilson? He's just a good football player, man. He's
very
a good
footballer.
player. Yeah,
and
very good.
There's talk that maybe Aston Villa, Ali, on a free transfer. 29 years of age, suits Aston Villa really this summer because I'm not sure they'll have big money to spend. Free transfer, not ridiculous wages as well, but 10 goals, 6 assists, Ali, so far this season in Premier League.
That's a great return,
and some screamers as well, Ali, he scored.
An important one.
Yeah, and he fits into that Aston Villa style, Ali. Even if he plays off one of the wings. Sometimes they come in, don't they? As McGinn does, as we've seen Rodgers does on that side, or Buendia. Harvey Elliott will obviously go back to Liverpool. So Aston Villa will probably be left with Buendia, who has some good games, but he's not consistent. So it just makes sense to play under a manager like Unai Emery. You'll go into a club, Ali, that, fingers crossed, are fighting for titles.
Yeah.
They're going to be in the Champions League. If you're Harry Wilson, it's a no-brainer. Because if he tries to look at maybe a Liverpool, Ali, or maybe, say Chelsea, but maybe a Liverpool, maybe he doesn't start enough games. But at Aston Villa, he will get more starts. So I think that move makes sense for him and Aston Villa.
Tell you what, hasn't he worked out? The player you mentioned there, Harvey Elliott.
I know, it's such a shame, mate.
Isn't it?
Because he probably thought, Ali, when you come to Aston Villa, all right, perfect place to come and play. I want to be on that World Cup plane.
Yeah.
And it's been a disaster. Liverpool haven't helped. Because in January, they could have changed the deal, Ali, and says, listen, you can play him as many games as you like, but you don't have to pay the 35 million if he plays 10 games, whatever it is. Liverpool didn't want to change that, so you can't blame Unai Emery. Money's tight, Ali. You can't just spend what you like. He doesn't want to use 35 million of his transfer budget in the summer, so you can't blame him.
It's a shame for the boy. He's a good player, like you see him playing. Well, we'll stay with the Villa, mate, because I think one of your better players in recent times have been Morgan Rogers, mate. I think he's been absolutely terrific, and I never mind me liking him. I think Thomas Tuchel likes him more to the point. Yeah,
he's one of them players, Ali, that a manager gravitates to. He's the teacher's pet at Aston Villa.
Yeah,
I always like it with Martin O'Neill. I can see he's like that with Unai Emery. He plays every game, rarely gets taken off. Thomas Tuchel has warmed to him as well. It's like that nice character, Ali.
Yeah.
I've heard he's a nice kid as well. And at the start of the season, I remember Villa fans were umming and ahhing because he was giving the ball away a lot. He was. But over the course of the season, he has been fantastic. And what he does, Ali, if you watch him, he plays like he's having fun.
Plays with a smile on his face,
he gets the ball, Ali. He does a couple of tricks. Every time he gets the ball, a couple of tricks, little 1-2s, outside of the boot. He's one of them players that we are blessed to watch in the Premier League. He'll get you off your feet. You'll pay money to watch Morgan Rogers. So I think if Aston Villa finish in the Champions League positions, or win the Europa League to get into the Champions League, he will stay at Aston Villa. Top player.
I tell you what, Gab, you probably know, and if you don't, we'll need to find out. Who's Villa's last remaining games against?
Villa have got to play.
I know they've got to go to City final.
So they've got to play Fulham this weekend, I think it is. They've got Spurs to play at Villa Park. The only problem with that game, Ali, is that's in between the two games against Forest.
Yeah.
They've also got Burnley away, and then Liverpool at home and Man City away. So really, this weekend, Villa need to get the 3 points against Fulham to sort of try and wrap this up. Because if Brighton win their 4 games, Ali, Brighton can finish on 62 points. So Villa need probably a couple of wins now just to make sure.
I tell you, they've done well. See the likes of the Brightons and the Bournemouths.
No.
They've done unbelievably well.
Brentford as well, Ali. I think if Brentford can finish on... if they win the game in hand, they'll go on 51. So Brentford have got every chance as well.
That was the thing that disappointed me about that game at the weekend, Gab.
Go for it.
Yeah, neither of them went for it. Brentford, Fulham. And I was expecting the two of them in the position that they were in to go and have a right go at it. And neither kind of team did that. I mean, keeper made an absolutely unbelievable save, right? What a save he makes right at the end of the game to keep it nothing each. But I've got to say, mate, I was disappointed in the game. But
Ali, can I just finish on one more, Ali? Curtis Jones is one I've been looking at. Because in January, he was linked with Inter Milan. You know, he's 25 years of age now, Ali. He hasn't knuckled down a starting place. Only 13 Premier League starts this season.
Yeah.
Is it time for a Curtis Jones, when Liverpool have been poor this season, you haven't got the game time, maybe to go and play somewhere else, try a different league, be the main man? I think it's time for him to go.
Okay, mate, I think he's a good player and I don't disagree with you. Coming up, we turn our attention back to Liam Rosenior and whether he was the right man for Chelsea in the first place, but just at the wrong time. We'll discuss that next, guys. Stay with us.
So you found the mask?
Yeah, I found the mask.
It's just who we are, mate.
Yeah.
I'm not going to lie. I hope you lost it.
Why?
What do you mean, why?
Mate, do you know, it's half hot in here. And I can't... So you don't realise what it's like. I've had Arteta on. I'm going to have to take this off, mate. Well, I can't.
No? You what?
Wow, it's hot. I've got to take my top off, mate. I can't keep doing this, mate. I can't keep doing this.
What is going on?
What?
What?
What do you mean?
What is this?
What's what?
Is this talkSPORT merch?
What do you mean?
What do you mean? What do you mean? Oh my God, he's got a shirt. You've now got a shirt on. You're kidding me. What is this shirt? What is this?
I don't know what you're on about, mate. I just knocked this whole thing up.
So for people who are not watching on YouTube right now, Cundy has got a T-shirt with the Ange mask. I've seen signs encouraging signs. Is this
Football fans all have stadiums we love, but do any of us have a pitch that we love? It might sound like an odd question, but pitches can be different sizes with big consequences. Why is that? And what are the actual rules? Back when association football started, pitches could be up to 100 metres wide and 200 metres long. That's longer than Ellen Road. Not the pitch, the stadium. Anyway, UEFA wanted a standard across Europe for international matches, which became 105 metres long and 68 metres wide. But some clubs had been rebels, not intentionally, but because of the stadiums. Take Highbury, for example. It was 5 metres shorter and a metre narrower, meaning away sides had a challenge to adjust. White Hart Lane was exactly the same. And actually, when Spurs temporarily moved to Wembley, they asked the FA to shorten the pitch. The FA, very offended by the sacrilegious suggestion, said no, which in fairness could have actually benefited Tottenham because when they moved into their shiny new stadium, the pitch was exactly the same size as Wembley's. Today, Forest Pitch at the City Ground is a big one. It's 2 metres wider than any other pitch in the Premier League. But the smallest of all, Craven Cottage, just 100 metres long and 65 wide. No excuse for not tracking your man. There are a couple of crazy outliers in Europe too. At Napoli's home ground, the Stadio Diego Armando Maradona, the pitch is a whopping 110 metres long. At least they don't play on a slope like Newcastle do. There's a 2-metre incline on the pitch at St James's Park. And don't get me started on the old pitch at Yeovil too. It used to be a slant of 2 metres corner to corner and across the halfway line. So UEFA have their standards, so do the FA, but they do give pitches in England some wiggle room. Pitches can be anywhere between 90 and 120 metres long and between 45 and 90 metres wide. I mean, the rules state you can't have a square pitch, but in theory you could have one that's 91 metres long and 90 wide. Imagine rocking up to play a Sunday League game and the pitch is basically a square. So there are rules and regulations on sizes, with a UEFA standard that roughly everyone follows, but as we all know, size doesn't matter, does it?
Okay, just coming up 8:05. This is talkSPORT Breakfast with Arnold Clark. It's the perfect time to upgrade your car, get 2 years free servicing. When you buy a used car in the upgrade event, check it out online. Ally and Gabby with you this morning. Now, Here we go. Statistically, it has never been worse at Chelsea since 1912, 114 years ago. And they are now without a permanent manager after parting ways yesterday with Rosenior.
Chelsea go out of the Champions League with a whimper.
Chelsea 0, Manchester City 3. Stamford Bridge engulfed in booze. And Welbeck is there to finish it. Chelsea suffer an historic 5th consecutive Premier League defeat without scoring.
Unacceptable in every area.
Leof Rosenior has been sacked by Chelsea.
Are you surprised they've pulled the trigger now? Having watched that performance last night, probably not.
But this was a project manager that they knew well from his time at Strasbourg, and it hasn't worked almost since day one.
A little surprised at the timing of it, but ultimately the outcome, I think, was sort of inevitable, really.
After 5 games, losing, not scoring, it doesn't surprise me, especially at Chelsea.
The lack of effort, the lack of intensity from the players, it was pretty clear they've given up on their manager. The fans certainly had as well.
Afterwards, I just felt that there was no way that he could continue after saying what he said, but also in the manner in which he delivered it. But he is only part of the problem.
For sure, Sam, and I agree with that, mate. During the 3-0 defeat with Brighton on Tuesday night, the Chelsea fans were heard chanting throughout the game about Rosenior and indeed the ownership. It's not something we can play on breakfast radio. However, Chelsea face a massive FA Cup semi-final on Sunday against Leeds, in which interim coach Callum McFarlane will be on the touchline and be in charge. McFarlane also took charge of a 1-1 draw with City earlier in the season after the exit of Enzo Maresca. But is the issue for Chelsea the manager, or indeed is it the dressing room, or is it upstairs? Gabby, I think it's probably a combination of a lot, is it?
100%. Players, though, for me, need to take the majority of the blame, because to not pull it in for a manager, to not run around, that Brighton game was a disgrace.
Yeah.
At times, Brighton must have been thinking, like, wow, maybe we'll get the big money move to Chelsea, Ally, the big wages.
Yeah.
You know, you're looking at Cucurella, Casado, ex-Brighton players in that game, not working for them, players not running around.
Gabby, I read a stat.
I just don't get it.
I read a stat, and I can't believe it, that they've been outrun in every
game.
That can't happen.
I know.
That's unbelievable. I mean, that is unbelievable, is it not? Every game.
But are you surprised, Ali?
I mean, well, it's every game. If you'd said to me 80%, I would have said yeah, because they don't look as though they're running about as much as everybody else. But not every game, Gabby. Surely there's got to be one or two.
Do you know what made me laugh as well, Ali? When I watched the goalkeeper. And I seen a reel yesterday, Ali. The amount of mistakes he's made against Brighton.
I know.
Like, the way he casually tries to play out from the back, Ali, and give it away. If you're not good on the football, you're not good on the ball, it's not your game, do it a bit quicker, do it a bit with more intensity. He's so laid back the way he does it, Ali, like he's Neuer or Ederson. But he's not. Defenders, Fofana. Talk about what Fofana's earning, how much he coming for.
He disappoints me,
Shalaba,
Fofana, I've got to say.
Badiashile, Achimong, like all these 4 centre-halves.
He does, mate.
A new manager's probably coming in and saying, like, okay then, before I get the job, I need 4 centre-halves, I need 2 goalkeepers, I need another striker. Liam Delap's not ready for Chelsea. He's only got 1 Premier League goal this season, Ali. Garnacho, 1 Premier League goal. Look at even Neto, 5 goals, 4 assists in 32 appearances. There's just some of the players in that squad, Ali. Their value has gone down dramatically.
Well, listen, mate. I mean, as I say, I was at the United game and they actually did all right, you know, without looking as though they were going to score a goal. But the Brighton game actually shocked me. I mean, it clearly disappointed me watching the efforts, if you like, of a team. We're going to get the thoughts on 1 or 2 of the Chelsea fans that have dialed in 03717223344 this morning. Carol is a Chelsea fan. Good morning, Carol. What are you thinking of the news?
Good morning, Carol.
Carol. Yeah, I'm okay. Look, it was the right time for Rosenior to go, but it's not his fault. He should never have been put in that position in the first place. He should never have been employed.
Yeah.
The club statement yesterday, he shouldn't have thanked Rosenior. He should have apologised to him. He should have never have been put in that position. It's not his fault the club are where they are. It's Bluecoat. It's the ownership. They're to blame for where they are. And I'll tell you another thing. If players like Cucurella and Pedro Neto and Enzo don't want to play for the club, don't want to put on that blue shirt, go. Go. You either remember
Spot on,
a
mate.
player that dug in, the times were tough, or a player that bottled it and ran away. Play for the club. Play for the shirt. Don't play for the wages.
You're right, Carol. Carol, you're a little bit concerned for the weekend, mate?
If I'm honest, I'm probably a little bit more hopeful than I was 2 or 3 days ago, but I still don't think we're going to be going to the final. And if we do, I think we'd be embarrassed and lose it quite. You know, it's I don't know.
If you're Leeds, there's nothing to be scared of at all, this Chelsea side, at all.
No, absolutely not. Absolutely not. Definitely not. I mean, and Leeds are informed. They're more informed than what Chelsea are at the moment.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
For me, the board should get on their hands and knees, go back to Maresca, apologise to him, and promise him total control over the football. And they should do what they're good at, and that's bringing revenue into the club, not trying to conduct what's going on the football pitch.
Carol, good call, mate. A lot of sense there, I believe, and I'll bet there's a lot of Chelsea fans out there agreeing with you, for sure. Joining us now to give some insight on that as a man who knew Liam Rosenior better than most, playing under him during his time at Hull City. We've now got him on the call. It's great. He's now a striker at Doncaster Rovers, one of the best, scored goals wherever he's been. It's a very good morning to Billy Sharp. Billy, good morning, mate.
Morning, Billy.
Morning, Ali. Morning, Gabby. You okay?
Morning, mate.
We're brilliant, Billy. Thanks for joining us, mate. Appreciate it, your time, and you'll be busy this morning. Billy, I don't know if you heard the caller there, but a caller on Carl. And he's of the opinion, and a lot of people will agree with him, you know, mate, that actually Liam Rosenior's not the one to blame here. I'm not sure that Chelsea will go as far to apologise to him, but there's a lot of people, and myself included, I'm looking at the responsibility has to be shared from upstairs. We know the buck stops at the manager and the coach. We get all that, but the players as well have got to take some responsibility. Billy, where are you on it, mate?
Yeah, I think ultimately when you get sacked as a manager, it's the players. If the results aren't going right on the pitch, we all know about the media. The media was on him from the start.
Yes.
The memes and the things about the in-betweeners and stuff like that, which he took on the chin, and he made a joke of it. No one deserves to get disrespected like that, whether you think that he should be Chelsea coach, manager in the first place. He started very well, which shut the media up a little bit. And you didn't really hear anything. But then when the defeats start to come and the goals are drying up, and then you've got players who stepping out of line, who are his main players, he's the captain-like people, the ones who have won things, the World Cups like Enzo has. It's difficult, and he had to try and stamp his authority, banned him for the 2 games. But I don't know, it's tough because Chelsea appointed him on a 7-year contract. That tells you that he's going to get time, whether it's 2-3 years. But he's got 4 months. And yeah, I do feel sorry for him. He's a great guy. He's a great coach. And I know he'll be so disappointed. He'll be hurt. He wanted to win. He wanted to be successful. I've seen already the media, all they do, slapping, he's getting this much payout, blah, blah, blah. He won't be thinking about that right now. He'll be hurting because he wanted to be a successful Chelsea manager.
Billy, stay there, mate, and have a listen to this clip of Liam Rosenior speaking when he was Chelsea boss.
My players made a decision that they wanted to be around the ball, to respect the ball, and show unity and leadership. That is not my decision. That was a decision between a leadership group and a team. There is nothing that they're doing with that huddle that is disrespectful to the opposition. And do you know what's amazing? Before the game, it wasn't me. We had a meeting with the referee. My assistant goes in. The first thing he talks about is our huddle. If Paul had focused more on his job, which was to make the right decision, we have a penalty today.
Billy, I've heard some ex-players that have played with Liam Rosenior, and they've said that he didn't speak like he's speaking now, as he swallowed a dictionary. What was he like when he was your boss, mate?
Yeah, he was very detailed. The protecting the ball thing, I've seen it with my own eyes. Again, I get what he's trying to say, but from the outside world looking in, people just think, what are they doing? He's got players there on so much money who can protect the ball, who can have the ball. I heard you before I've come on the show about Can players take the ball on the edge of their box and deal with players around them and pass out to get into the opposition half? He obviously believed that then players could do that, because if not, he'd have changed the way he'd have played, because he did that with us at all at times. Depended what opposition was playing against, or depended what the 11 was on the pitch. I just feel as though anything he did recently, he was never going to win. And you could see how much, it was hurting him on the pitch after Brighton against a club that he's spent so many years at. He just wanted to do well and win, but I feel that people have failed him, and ultimately I think that was the main part of the players.
I don't think I disagree with you, Bully. I think he was up against it from the word go, mate, looking at it, when he went to the club. I'm not sure he got a fair crack at the whip, to be honest with you, and he'll get the blame. He's lost his job, but there's other people should be held responsible as well. I'm with you on that one. Listen, mate, wee bit about yourself. How are you getting on? Tell me. You're like Peter Pan there, man, looking at you.
Yeah, well, news broke out last night that I won't get another contract at Doncaster next season, which, I've got a good relationship with the manager, Grant McCann. So, I've been out injured the last 5 weeks with a calf injury, but I've worked so hard to try and get back to be a part of the last couple of games. So, touch wood, I get through training in the next 2 days, and I can be a part of the end of the season. And who knows then? Some people are already saying I'm stupid. I want to be a manager myself. I'm doing an LMA diploma course about management and dealing with upstairs, and people have been in on the course trying to put you off being a manager. But no, I, as a player, you want to win, you want to be successful. I've been lucky to be able to, have 6 promotions. How do you get that feeling, that adrenaline rush, that winner's mentality?
Yeah.
I could come on the show with you two and talk about it, but
hey, you're more than welcome.
I feel as though I want to lead a group. I got given the captain's armband for the first time when I was at Sheffield United, and I absolutely love that responsibility. And
brilliant.
I feel as though the only way you can get that buzz again on the pitch is by being a manager. So hopefully one day I can do that as well.
Spot on, mate.
I tell you what we could do, Billy. You and I could have a show and talk about calves all day. My calves were like cannonballs. See, when I chucked it, mate, my calves were a disgrace. Disgrace. Listen, more power to you, mate. Thanks for coming on.
You still can score goals, Billy.
Exactly.
Put me in the back of the net, Billy. Great to see you, mate. Keep up the good work.
Good luck, mate.
Great stuff. Now, coming up, we turn our attention to the latest reality TV show to hit our screens. Jamie Vardy is having a party, and we'll be able to see it on our TV screens. More than that.
Ali, has someone brought something into you off camera there?
Yes.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Did you catch that there?
Yeah, I did, mate.
Bev, you need to hide yourself.
Vincent Kompany's side have won their 35th Bundesliga title at the weekend, have made adding another winger this summer a top priority. Gordon's thought to be open to a move to the Bundesliga, even though a starting spot, the Allianz, is not guaranteed. Sources reveal the England international has already spoken to Harry Kane about life in Munich. Newcastle United reported to be willing to sell, providing their valuation of at least £75 million is met. Do you think that there's a possibility that Bayern might balk that valuation, Coisty? 75 million? It's a lot of money. I mean, he's a,
No, a good player.
Fully fledged England international.
Oh, 100%, mate. 75 million. Far too much. Far too much. Good player. I like him. Hasn't shown any level of consistency in the league. I would say best form's been in the Champions League or certainly Europe. Would he be interested in going? You better believe he would. I mean, if you're Anthony Gordon, crikey, I moved to Bayern Munich. Why would you not?
Well, because you might not play every
Yeah, I know, I get that. And I was just about to say, you look at it, I've got Musiala, Diaz, Guerrero, I mean, Elise, Harry Kane, Gnabry. He won't start. I mean, if Bayern Munich were playing PSG today and he was in that squad, he wouldn't start, right? He would not start. He would not start a must-win game for Bayern Munich.
Listens than there are people on the planet.
On the planet.
Sad I've missed coming on the show.
It's your WhatsApp. It's your WhatsApp. It's your WhatsApp. It's your.
Here we go, Gab. Bit of class.
When the moon hits your eye like a big
Unbelievable.
pizza pie,
Magic, innit? It's lovely wee song, that. talkSPORT breakfast.
Too romantic for us, Ali.
Oh, too romantic for us, mate.
Get it off.
Mark there. That's Amore. As an article has caught our eye in the Sun this morning, titled La Dolce Vardy. That's right, the former England and Leicester striker Jamie Vardy has been living up in Italy since he's moved to Serie A and will be hitting our screens in their 3-part reality series following the life of the family. Do you know what I think? I think we're ready for life with Agbonlahors.
Oh, no. No way, mate. Me getting told off every minute of the day. Don't drop that there. Don't put that there.
Do you know something? I'm the same, mate. We were speaking about it earlier night. Imagine having a camera. We'd get locked up, man. Our family would get locked up.
Ali, I've been watching that Home of the Furies. It's hilarious.
Oh, my goodness.
The little kid, when Tyson goes to wake him up and he just swears at him. It's hilarious. The size of his dad, Ali. Not one bit scared of his 6'7" giant.
I couldn't think anything worse. Right, we're going to the latest odds with Coral, and Simon's going to be joining us.
The Coral Daily Download on talkSPORT with Coral. We're here for the fans this season. 18 plus, gambleaware.org.
Simon, a very good morning. Am I any nearer Life with the Clares as a TV reality show?
I think people know way too much about me already, to be perfectly honest.
Thanks to Shaban, Simon.
Exactly, that's right, exactly. Doing talkSPORT for 10 years means all your secrets get aired on radio.
You better believe it, mate. No, nowhere and nothing is safe. How are you, my friend? What were the results last night? What do you think?
Yeah, listen, God, I was watching it with half an eye, not expecting Burnley necessarily to grab a late equaliser, though I would have loved it. But actually, I suppose a lot of Arsenal fans celebrating the fact that only a 1-0 win means the goal difference is now bang on level. They've scored a few more goals, but there's plenty of life left in the title race. Yeah, I mean, I feel, it's the odds say that City are 8-13 to win the title, Arsenal are 5-4. And as an Arsenal fan, having been second now, is it 3 years running, you feel like you'd rather bigger price than 5-4 to back Arsenal. But then, the fixtures do look maybe slightly favourable to Arsenal.
I backed Arsenal this morning, Simon. I had a little bit on Arsenal. Yeah, I got double my money. Return on Arsenal this morning. I just looked at the fixtures and I thought to myself, I feel like Manchester City might win some of those games 2-1, 3-2 because they're a bit leaky at the back. But I look at Arsenal's fixtures and I think Arsenal will definitely have a better goal difference than Manchester City. So I'm backing Arsenal to win it, mate.
It's just so hard, isn't it? Because we know in the Premier League that you look at games on paper and it looks easier than in reality. And no one would have expected Bournemouth to necessarily beat Arsenal 2-1 at the Emirates. Although actually, when you look at Bournemouth's form, they're in fantastic form, aren't they? So look, you're right, Gabby. I suppose from a neutral point of view, it looks neck and neck. It's just when you're a fan, particularly of Arsenal, maybe the City fans, they've won it so many times, they're probably relaxed thinking.
But now everyone's saying the same thing, Ali and Simon. Arsenal, Arteta, he has to play attacking now. Because he might go down to goal difference. He's got no choice.
Well, I think we spoke about it, didn't we? I think after watching that game at the weekend, Simon, it would be a crying shame if Arsenal did not go out and attempt to play in that manner for the remaining games. That would be fair, wouldn't it?
It would be fair. And I think sometimes the one thing you'd say is they now probably feel a bit like the chaser rather than the chased in a way. I mean, although it's pretty close, it's probably not quite that. But I think they've got nothing to lose in a way now, aren't they? The only thing that can happen is them finishing second rather than win it. So the shackles might be a little bit off, but
I just think when they play Newcastle on the weekend and they're 2-0 up after 60 minutes, say, go, more goals, don't stop. You bring on Gabriel Jesus or Gyökeres and you're saying, come on then, rotate, let's go and get more goals. Don't sit back and you don't want to risk Newcastle getting a goal. This might come down to goal difference. That would be the most heartbreaking thing. If Arsenal lose out on the title because Man City have got a better goal difference.
There is a question for you, Simon, and it's a cruel one because you won't have it in front of you, I wouldn't imagine. But what odds would there be on the title going to goal difference? I mean,
it's a good question. I mean, it's something we could probably price up. You could probably say now actually, we'll ask the traders after this call to say, look, what you could come up with some scenarios.
20-1?
I'd say it'd be something like that. Yeah, either way. I think you're right. It's a good call, Gabby. I mean, presumably, when I think back, Arsenal won the title on goal difference in '89, did they? When they beat Liverpool 2-0 at Anfield, presumably, didn't they? They had to win 2-0, not 1-0. So they must. So it's gone that close before. Be interesting if Arsenal could do it again in the last minute of the game. Who did they play last? They played
Palace away.
Palace away at Sellers. That's right.
Amazing.
I think there's a lot of river to flow under this bridge. Obviously, we've got Arsenal's the Champions League semi-finals. We've got City in the FA Cup this weekend against Southampton. Fascinating. And I suppose let's just flip over to you. I forgot that Chelsea are in an FA Cup semi-final this weekend, aren't they? So they just got rid of their manager. Leeds, I suppose, will be licking their lips in a way because they're second favourites in that leg, but not a lot between it in the betting. I mean, it's a great opportunity for Leeds to try and get past probably a pretty low Chelsea side on Saturday.
Absolutely. I'm at both semi-finals actually. I'm looking forward to them both, Simon. Day two of a wonderful Perth festival, mate. I mean, the weather up here, I don't know what it's like in Perth, but south of Perth, about an hour down here in Bridget, is absolutely beautiful, mate. I looked at the results yesterday. Good day for Ollie Murphy. Paul Nicholls had won. Dan Skelton had won.
It was all the big names winning, actually. You're right. And I mean, Sean Bowen. This is the third last day of the jump season. It ends on Saturday. Sean Bowen, our Coral Ambassador, will be crowned as champion jockey again. Dan Skelton will be crowned for the first time as champion jump trainer. So well done to him. But it's a great last couple of days at Perth. But Sean Bowen has 6 rides today. I mean, he's not exactly putting his feet up.
I was going to say he's not resting in his laurels, is he? Exactly, Simon.
And he's got 8 rides tomorrow, Ali. 8. I don't even know. There's very rarely 8 races at a jumps meeting. And he's got a ride in all 8. So God knows how many. He's had 5 winners in the last 2 days. So well worth keeping on him. He rides American Mike in the 340, probably his best chance today. But I've never been to Perth. Have you been to Perth?
It is a stunning track. And it's honestly, Simon, it's one of my favourites. It really is. I mean, up here, obviously, the local ones for me would be Hamilton, down to Ayr. You know, you go down to I remember going to the old one, was Lanark, believe it or not, before it.
Yeah.
And obviously one down in Edinburgh as well. But Perth, you have to, if you get a chance to go to Perth, I mean, Musselburgh's nice as well, but Perth is absolutely stunning, mate. It really is.
Yeah, I've got to try and get up there next year, as I said, to chalk it off. Because funny enough, actually, Dan Skelton, just give him a shout out. Yesterday, he managed. Perth was the final track this season. He had a winner. So there are 41 tracks that race in the jump season, and Dan Skelton has had a winner at every one of those 41.
Tremendous, isn't it?
No one's ever done before. So he's absolutely stormed it.
Great record. Right, Simon, thanks for your time, pal.
Have a good day, guys.
Simon. You too. Have a good day, mate. That was a look at the latest odds with Coral. 18+ gambleaware.org. Coming up, Gabby, some good news for Spurs fans. You don't want to miss this.
The Coral Daily Download on talkSPORT with Coral. We're here for the fans this season. 18+ gambleaware.org.
What happened, though, Jack?
Oh, mate, look, it was gutless and spineless performance. I'm trying to choose my words, but I'm so angry and I'm so disgusted with that performance. That is, first off, I don't know what that was. That was absolutely turgid, disgusting. And do you know what? It's getting worse. It's getting worse. And that, Brighton are a good side. I mean, they caught us at a good time. No, they are a good side, by the way.
Good team.
They are. But that is unacceptable. That is unacceptable. And do you know what? We got Leeds at the weekend, okay? And I'm telling you now, we ain't winning that game. We are not winning that game. We're getting dumped out the FA Cup. I don't know where the next victory's going to come from. I don't know where the next shot on target's going to come from. Absolutely disgusted. I am. I think it's the worst performance that I've ever seen, and I've played in a few as a Chelsea side. I genuinely, I can't think of a worse performance than that. I genuinely can't.
No encouraging signs.
I cannot think of a worse, gutless, spineless performance.
No signs?
I just can't think of a worse performance.
Any signs?
Encouraging signs. No,
Every spring, sports fans in Europe come together to celebrate arguably rugby's biggest annual tournament, the Six Nations. But why is it the home nations, plus France and Italy, and no one else? It all started back in 1871 when Scotland beat England in the very first international rugby match. A few years later, when they could field a team, Wales decided they'd host England and an idea was thought up. With Ireland keen, they formed the Home International Championship, which ran from 1883. In 1910, France was allowed to join, as they were developing into a serious rugby nation, and thus the Five Nations was born. France had an interesting history with the championship. They were actually booted out for paying their players in 1931, when the home nations were keen to keep it amateur. After World War II, though, France were let back in, but it remained a closed shop for more than 50 years. And when another country was let in, it was only really because the Five Nations hand had been forced. Italy was developing into a serious contender, beating Scotland, France and Ireland twice in the same year, meaning in 1999 officials got together and said yes to Italy, and it became the Six Nations. So what changes, if any, come next? 7 nations? 8? A promotion and relegation system? Or should we leave it alone and let it remain the great rugby tradition it's become?
Okay, it's Thursday the 23rd of April, it's 8:35, and this is talkSPORT Breakfast with Arnold Clark. Shop the upgrade event today and get an extra £500 when you part exchange your car. Do not miss your chance to boost your valuation. Ally and Gabby with you this morning. Now, here we go. The title race, as we know and very well aware, is neck and neck. The Champions League race is tight, but what is shaping to be the biggest story of them all could be, and probably is, the fascinating relegation battle. As it stands, Gab, with 5 games left.
Woo!
Forest 16, 36 points. 17th West Ham, 33 points. 18th, and in the relegation places, Spurs with 31 points. This week, Jeff and I we've been in excellent form at predicting the run into the end of the season. We explained it perfectly on Tuesday. Here's how it went, mate.
Hold on. So your West Ham points, you went...
Right, hold on.
Do we West Ham again?
6 West Ham. No.
5. 5 West Ham.
Spurs, 3 points at home to Tottenham.
Yeah. You gave them 5 points, didn't you? So that's 35, and West Ham got 38.
No, I gave them 5 points.
Yeah, 5
and that's
points.
36.
No, Spurs have got 30 at the moment.
They've got 31.
Have they? No, they haven't.
They have.
They have. How many have West Ham got?
33.
Gab, the word shambles springs to mind, mate.
Mate, mine's not far off, mate. I've been changing my mind left, right and centre.
What went under the radar there was me confidently predicting that Spurs would take 3 points off Tottenham. Right? That's what I said. That's what I said. Oh, dear me.
Oh, dear, oh,
now,
dear.
You're back in. Competition's not fierce. You're a resident mathematician. We're going to ask you, my pal, to predict the final 5 games for both West Ham and Spurs, and you're going to decide. We're going to hear who
and
you
Forest
think's going to stay up
as well, by the way.
Yeah, and Forest as well, of course, absolutely.
Ali, I'm looking at the run-ins and some difficult games for all of the teams. I look at Spurs first of all, Ali. I think they beat Wolves on Saturday away.
Listen, mate.
I really
if they
do.
they don't deserve to win the league. They have to beat. They have to beat Wolves.
I look at them against Wolves and I say 3 points.
Yep.
I look at them away to Aston Villa. I'm going to go for a draw because, like I said earlier, it's in between 2 games for Aston Villa in Europa League semi-final. So we'll rotate a lot of players.
Against Forest.
Yep, so there's no reason why Spurs probably can't go there and get a point. Then Leeds United at home. I think if they play the way they did against Brighton, they showed a lot of fight, Spurs. Players coming back. Maddison's back now, Ali. He'll be up to speed by then as well.
Yes.
I'm going to go 3 points at home to Leeds. Chelsea away. This Chelsea side can't be trusted. I'm going to go for a draw. And in the last home game of the season against Everton, a win for Spurs. If you know you've got a win.
By the way, let me tell you something.
42 to Spurs to finish on.
Let me tell you something. And fair play to you. They've only picked up 2 points in the last 9 league games, right? And you've got them getting 11 in the next 5.
But Ali, you know why? Because this manager,
I'm just laughing. They might.
This manager's come in, and you can tell he's no nonsense. They should have won that game against Brighton.
Mm-hmm.
You know, Danso mistake at the end cost them. I just feel players coming back. You look at their bench against Brighton, very strong bench. Maddison will probably have some part to play against Wolves.
Great to see him back.
Getting
Brilliant
up to
to see
speed.
him back.
And I think you look at those games, Ali, and there's no reason why they can't get those points. Next, West Ham. I think the weekend, Everton, they've got a home, Ali. I'm going to go draw. I think that Everton are still fighting under David Moyes. Unlucky against Liverpool. They're fighting for European football.
How ironic would that be, by the way?
Exactly.
Moyes getting back there and getting a win.
Exactly. But I've got 1 point in that, Ali.
Okay.
Then Brentford away. I've got a point. Hard-earned point, where maybe Brentford are on top, but West Ham grind out a point.
Yes.
Then Arsenal at home, I've gone for a loss, 0 points.
Yep.
Then their last 2 games are Newcastle away and Leeds United at home. I've gone 2 wins because Newcastle, I feel like their players have gone. They're literally like nothing to play for by their Newcastle. I back them to go there and win. And then Leeds United at home. Leeds will be far safe anyway by then. They're already safe on 40 points.
Okay.
Finish on 41. Then Nottingham Forest, Mr. McCoist. Sunderland away on the weekend.
Yes.
I've gone for a draw. Tough game.
Yeah.
Then I've obviously got Aston Villa. Then after that, on the Monday night, they've got Chelsea away. I've gone a point. Fair?
Yeah, I'm not arguing with this at all at the moment.
Then they've got Villa again, away from home, second leg.
Yes.
Then Newcastle at home, I've gone 3 points. Okay. I think they beat Newcastle at home, Nottingham Forest. Manchester United away, 0 points. I think Manchester United beat them.
0 points.
And last game of the season against Bournemouth. Bournemouth might need something to get into European places.
Where is
I've
that
got a
game?
draw at Forest. I've got a draw.
Okay.
So Forest are finished on 42. West Ham go down.
What have you got? Spurs finishing with?
Spurs 42, Forest 42, and West Ham 41.
Wow.
Some of those Forest games are tough, Ali.
Oh, I know that, mate.
Sunderland away, Chelsea away, Newcastle at home, Manchester United away.
You make a really good point as well, because sandwiched right in between two games against the Villa.
You can't rest any players in the semi-final of the Europa League, Ali. You can't.
Mate.
So I look at those games. I just look at Spurs, and a lot of neutrals want Spurs to go down. But I look at that squad of players, Ali, and I know they haven't won a game in 2026 in the league. But De Zerbi knows what he's doing. And look at Simmons. Look at the game against Brighton. Simmons was at it. What are you laughing at?
Crookie just messes me.
What's he say?
Crookie just messes me, concerned about your welfare. He said, "Is Gabby all right this morning? Has he had a bump in the head?"
I'm being positive for these teams. You know, the Spurs, they have struggled this season. Yes, they have. But you're telling me Spurs shouldn't go to Wolves and win, Ali?
No, I'm with you. However, I've got to ask you the question. If Spurs don't go to Wolves, I'll make the point again.
Yes.
If Spurs do not go to Wolves and win, they don't deserve to be in the league.
If Spurs, Leeds United are on 40 points now, Ali.
Yeah.
By the time Spurs play them, they could have 43, 42, whatever it is. You're telling me Spurs shouldn't be beating Leeds at home when you've got a chance staying in the Premier League? You're telling me last game of the season, Spurs shouldn't be beating Everton at home to stay in the Premier League?
Particularly if Leeds have an FA Cup final to look forward to. But I'm just thinking, and I take your point, and I respect your opinion, but you've got Spurs, you've got Spurs picking up 11 points in the next 5 games, and they've got 2 for the last 9. Now, I'll bet you every Spurs fan up and down the country will be praying that is the case.
But
it's a big ask.
It's a massive ask. But if you watch the game against Brighton, yes, Brighton had a lot of chances as well, but they look more positive, Ali. Players look like they were playing for the manager.
Yeah.
You know, and that, like I says, that bench against Brighton, the players that they had available, Spurs, Maddison waiting to come on.
Great to see Maddison back.
Exactly.
Brilliant.
Spurs finish on 35 points.
Do you know something? Well, I'm looking forward to you and I sitting down next week when we'll be totally changing our opinions at the top and the bottom of the league. Still to come and
can talk as well
this morning.
A Superstar Breakfast preview on talkSPORT with Benchmarks Kitchens and Joinery. Get trade prices on kitchens to suit all styles and budgets at Benchmarks.
Oh dear, I'm laughing at Crookie. He's asking if you had that bump in your head this morning. Brilliant. We'll continue to focus on the title race as City went top last night with a 1-0 win over Burnley. Erling Haaland getting the goal early on in that one. Gabby, however, makes Arsenal still favourites. And by the way, I've said Arsenal won it as well, just for the record, for the title. Do you agree, Arsenal fans? 03717 22 3344, of course, is the number to call. And Leeds, what a turnaround. Brilliant. You've obviously looked to all but secured their spot for next season's Premier League. We're going to have a chat with 2-time world champion boxing and massive Leeds fan Josh Warrington. Looking forward to speaking to Josh later on. Up next though, it's Barry Hearn. That was our breakfast preview with Travis Perkins.
Superstar Breakfast preview on talkSPORT with Travis Perkins. With pay-as-you-go hire from Travis Perkins, you can get straight on with the job. Available nationwide at all hire branches.
The big news is that Rosenior has been sacked by Chelsea after 5 straight Premier League losses in which Chelsea didn't score a single goal. That's their worst record since 1912. Now, Chelsea would have preferred Rosenior to stay and be judged in years rather than weeks, but it simply wasn't possible. And as a consequence, a mid-season change is needed. Even though Rosenior only got the job in January, what I can tell you is that the players have already been informed. They were off today, and Callum McFarland will take charge of the team until the end of the season on an interim basis, and that includes the weekend's FA Cup semi-final against Leeds United at Wembley, and then Chelsea in the summer will do a thorough process to replace Rosenior, but they're going to take their time with that. So Rosenior sacked after that loss to Brighton, arguably Chelsea's worst performance in many, many years, and it is an interim manager in Callum McFarland to take charge until the end of the season.
Ben, firstly, well done on breaking the news. I'm looking at all the other media outlets. We've got it before everyone, so I really appreciate you telling talkSPORT first. Why the big change of heart? Because it wasn't that long ago the owners came out and almost confirmed the fact that they were going to stick with their manager, and they see him in that position for a long, long time. Why all of a sudden is it the change of heart? Is it the performance?
Sam Ryder! Please welcome back Will Tregershaw! You have 4 billion more listens than there are people on the planet.
On the planet.
Sad I missed coming on the show.
It's your WhatsApp, it's your WhatsApp, it's your WhatsApp, it's your...
Okay, it's Thursday the 23rd of April. It is just coming up 10 minutes to 9 o'clock in the morning. Gabby, I must admit, I don't know what your phone's like, but my phone's there's steam coming out of it with some of your predictions there, mate.
I've got De Zerbi manager of the month as well, Andy.
But I'll tell you what, though, in all seriousness, it's brilliant because it's so difficult to call at the top and the bottom, and for Champions League places, mate.
Yep.
Throw in the league up here in Scotland, and what an end we're having to the season. Is it not remarkable?
What do you think, Ali, of the split? I know we laugh and joke about the fixtures.
Aye. In terms of the excitement, we can all mump and moan, and we've all got a reason. We can all look for reasons to mump and moan about fixtures and all that stuff, and Celtic having 2 home games against Rangers and Hearts. I wish it was Rangers having 2 home games and all that kind of stuff, right? But the fact of the matter is, it doesn't really matter. You've just got to go and win your games. And the great thing is, it is so exciting.
What about Tavernier? Leaving, isn't he?
Aye.
How high?
He announced it yesterday,
How
mate.
high do you put him, Ali?
Brilliant servant.
Right
Brilliant
back for the football club.
Brilliant servant. He's got to come in the legend category, no doubt about it. Absolutely fantastic servant. His stats and his returns
unbelievable
are remarkable.
Yeah.
It's a bit like, I'll use the comparison, and you'll know what I mean. A bit like Trent in the respect that his stats going forward are absolutely remarkable.
Crookie, have you heard that, Crookie? Ali has said that Tavernier is better than Trent.
No, I didn't. No, I didn't. All I said was that in both of their cases,
I agree. Yes.
You look at their stats going forward, absolutely brilliant. But
unbelievable player,
it
mate.
seems to be all MD wants to talk about is the defending, right? Don't you get me doing that street, okay? Right, if you're a snooker fan, this is your time of the year. You better believe it, as the World Championships are at the Crucible, and they're in full swing. And don't forget, it will continue to be until 2045 at the home of snooker. However, as a result of the cuts in investment from PIF, some of the mega money events from the tour have been switched from Saudi to Qatar. Let's come on this now with someone who knows a thing or two about snooker. It's president of Matchroom. It's a very, very good morning to a good friend of the show, Barry Hearn. Barry, good morning, mate. How are you?
Good morning, Barry.
Morning, boys. I'm good, thanks.
Great stuff. Great to have you on. Thanks very much, Barry. First of all, what about the cuts in investment from PIF and some of the events moving from Saudi to Qatar? Is that a blow, or is it something you saw coming?
No, I mean, it's life. I mean, this is a little bit premature because there aren't any cuts to announce yet, but obviously it's moving that way. We've seen a number of Olympic sports have changed, and there's big conversation, much bigger than snooker, is built around the Live Golf Tour. But really, snooker's in a very strong position. We've got a lot of customers that want events and not many days. So if we get to that situation, we've got plenty of homes for other events. I mean, obviously, there's a long way to go. We're talking about it. Clearly, the Saudis, I think, want to look at cutting back on their overall investment in sport. Mm-hmm. And they've spent a huge amount of money, which we've all been beneficiaries for. And those talks are ongoing. But nothing concrete to announce at this stage, Ollie.
Brilliant. Listen, I was going to say to you, Barry, in terms of the I mean, great news, obviously, about the home. I would certainly call it the home of snooker, the Crucible. Everybody, and you talk to all the players, you talk to Ronnie, Steve, all the boys, Stephen. That is the home of snooker, obviously in the UK. How important was that to keep that and maintain that?
Well, it's a changing world, isn't it? I mean, the Crucible as such has been our home for 50 years and it's looking a little bit sad and needs a bit of love and care, a bit of investment. Without that, we wouldn't be staying at the Crucible because it's not fit for purpose in its current mode. The players are all very complimentary now, but of course it wasn't so long ago where Ronnie and people, Stephen Hendry, we're asking for it to move anyway. Mm-hmm. So now we've got the best of both worlds. We've got the home that has the historic value for snooker. We've got 500 more seats, which is not as many as I wanted, but, it's a big improvement so we can satisfy.
What would have been ideal? Barry, what would have been ideal in terms of an increase, mate?
3,000 seats would have been absolutely fabulous, but we all want things we can't afford, and snooker's no exception. And Sheffield City Council did a fantastic job. Somehow or the other, they got money out of the government for this, which I have to applaud everybody. That was the move that actually meant we could definitely do it, and it is really nice. I mean, look. I'm too emotionally linked to the Crucible myself. My life changed in 1981 when Steve Davis won the World Championships and Matchroom began in 1982. So we're very, very close. But it ended up being a good deal for both sides, and that's probably the most happiest conclusion that we can have. The fans get to see and experience the Crucible feel, which is totally unique. And some of the matches coming up over the next few days deserve that type of atmosphere. We're in for a real treat.
Barry, we've seen your son Eddie get into the rugby world. What can you do for that sport, mate?
Well, listen, I don't know. I used to call Steve Davis the magician. I think I'm calling Eddie the magician now. He goes from being a massive boxing promoter, even talking about fighting himself. Goodness me, he's 46, but
he can do
it. In the world, the real world we're in now, people like me, who are obviously the best at what they do, but we're also getting a bit out of date. The new world of thinking is a different set of valuations, and I think he looked at rugby, which is a sport we've never been involved in, but he just looked at it as saying that the players don't get enough money. I mean, it's pretty basic. They're not. In a short-term career on a physical sport, you've got to look after the participants because they're sacrificing their life, their time to give us entertainment on another level of professionalism. But what happens when the knocks stop and the phone calls stop and you're 30 years old and you don't have a career? Yeah. So Eddie looked on rugby as he's looking at other things because he's an ambitious young man. He gets it from his mother and he's looking to get seriously involved, and he will, if he does it right, which he will, he'll change the face of rugby commercially. The game's the game. It's a great game. Yeah. It does huge numbers, but we have to look at the people in all sport that are playing the sport and giving us the opportunity to watch excellence. We have a responsibility, all of us, to make sure those guys are well rewarded, well rewarded for their efforts. Look, we're one of, I think, 4 countries in the world, I think I'm right on this, that don't give a big prize to an Olympic gold medal winner. Now, that is another example of what Eddie's going to try to change. These top athletes have to be rewarded because they're special. And if they don't, then the next generation of kids won't go into that sport. Now, everyone's going into darts, for which I'm very, very grateful. But I want to see lots of sport and lots of opportunity for kids up and down the country. And when they turn around at the end of their career, they look at their house or they look at their whatever, and they say, my sport gave me that. It was worth the price. It's as simple as that. And in rugby, it's not happening. But trust me, when the big fella gets involved, things generally happen.
Well, I've got to say to you, Barn, we had Finn Russell on yesterday, and if there's anybody deserves it, you're talking about entertainment, he is one, man, because he is absolutely different class. Just a quick one, Barry, you mentioned the darts there, mate. Crowds are getting a little bit excited again all over the place. There's whistling involved. Are we going to have to calm this mob down?
I don't think we can, because, it's a bit like... If you start to get really heavy-handed with them, you're just encouraging them because they all want to be, they all want to be the life and soul of the party. So it's a little bit like boys in the crowd, have a bit of respect, and that will come through over a period. We don't get an awful lot of trouble with it. But the other side of it is you have to say to players, look, old chaps, your life has changed. And these people have bought a ticket to come and watch you, and you're earning bloody millions. So stop your moaning, get used to it, and just get on with the job. Ally McCoist had a few people shouting things out at him when he used to play football, but he still scored goals.
Barry, can I ask you quickly, Barry, on Ben Whittaker? How exciting is he as a boxer, and how proud are Matchroom to have him?
Yeah, I mean, look, he's one of the few world-class. I mean, world-class is a phrase thrown around and sometimes wrongly. Whittaker is world-class. We haven't seen anywhere near the best of him yet, anywhere near. But Eddie's got him on a pedestal, and I think we're going to see some really big fights with him over the next 9 months. He may be, and there's always a doubt in your mind, he may be the one that stands aside from the thousands of human beings and becomes a boxing god. We'll have to wait and see. But I know that the big fella is absolutely wrapped up in his career and planning things. It's time for him to go. Yeah.
Barry, you've been brilliant. I know you've got to shoot away. I'm only looking for a one-word answer. Can Ronnie make it 8?
Yes.
That'll do for me, mate. Thanks for your time.
Thank you.
Cheers,
brilliant,
boys.
mate. Take care. Coming up next, we're going to ask Gabby the question, which manager would genuinely take the Chelsea job after the treatment of Liam Rosenior? That's coming next. Big thanks to Barry Hearn there, as entertaining as always.
It's expensive as well, living in Paris, by the sounds of it, Emmanuel. It's expensive being Emmanuel Petit, by the sounds of it, as well.
No, so happy to be Emmanuel Petit,
Oh, quite right.
If I was not Emmanuel Petit, I wish I would be. I could be Emmanuel Petit. Honestly, my life is beautiful.
Well, let's get into this. What do you like about him?
Well, I always do what I like, I don't do things because I don't want to do it. And this is a luxury, especially nowadays. People would think, okay, with the money you earn, but I gave everything to my ex-wives. I had 3 divorces, and I gave the half of it to the States too. So, but I'm still very happy. I try, every single morning when I wake up, I want to stay positive because life is beautiful. I know it's very difficult, but if you want things to change in your life, you have to be positive.
Yeah.
This is my religion.
Coming on this show often might change that.
Well, I was going to say,
if I have to come every single day with Simon, maybe I will change that amount.
Don't blame me. I'm positive. I was going to say, Emmanuel, you only do things in life that you want to do, and you're sitting beside him.
It's a luxury, actually,
Yes,
because
it's a luxury.
most of the people, they don't have to.
What football ground are you thinking of when someone says this?
Really tough place to go. Difficult place to go. Such a tough place to go.
It's a tough place to go at the moment.
It was a really difficult place to go, always.
But what are the toughest places to go, really? We've scoured the planet to find out. Forget a cold, wet Tuesday night in Stoke. Try playing in a blizzard 220 miles inside the Arctic Circle at the world's northernmost professional club. When Chelsea lost at Tromsø in Norway in the 97-98 Cup Winners' Cup, a massive snowstorm hit at half-time. These two boys and their brooms were absolutely no match for it. We're staying in Scandinavia for Scotland's toughest away day on a windswept cliff in the Faroe Islands. In Euro 2000 qualifying, Craig Brown's men were taken to fishing village Toftir. Kevin Gallagher called the pitch a cowfield and the wind like Pitodry on a bad day. The Faroe Islands part-timers equalised in stoppage time, leading to these absolute scenes, and still one of Scotland's most embarrassing results.
Daft little ground, silly game.
But away trips don't come any tougher than a lung-busting schlep up the Andes to face Bolivia in La Paz. But now the Bolivians have taken home advantage to another level. The country's highest city, El Alto, 4,100 metres above sea level. Grass doesn't even grow up here. Bolivia have not lost here yet. The longest unbeaten run in any professional league ever belongs to Red Star Belgrade, or Crvena Zvezda if you must. They've gone 7 years without defeat at the Rajko Mitic in Serbia's Superliga. Their fans are pretty intimidating as well, but they're not as loud as this mob. Galatasaray's Ali Sami Yen Stadium's officially the loudest in world football. In a derby with Fenerbahce, Galatasaray fans set a Guinness World Record of 131 decibels. That's louder than Motorhead, and pretty tough to carry out your manager's instructions when you can't even hear them. However, our most intimidating away day is in Wales, where cameras can't enter and players can't leave. HMP Prescoed. This prison team was briefly kicked out the Gwent League over concerns about young opposition having to go in there. Now that's a tough place to go.
Early June 1939, Germany, always a tough place to go to.
That's us, pal. We're in home straight, 9:05, Thursday, 23rd of April. This is talkSPORT Breakfast with our friends at Arnold Clark. Buy a used car and get a free 2-year service plan. Plus, get an extra £500 when you part exchange. Shop the Upgrade event today. Ally and Gabby have been with you since 6 o'clock this morning. Now, Chelsea are on the hunt for yet another manager after parting ways with Enzo Maresca earlier this year, and then, of course, Liam Rosenior just yesterday. But who, just who, can they turn to next?
10 minutes are up, and the Eagles have landed it. Crystal Palace win the FA Cup for the very first time.
He's lifted silverware, first time in the club's history. He's nurtured some of this talent that probably weren't delivering the standard of performance regularly enough.
Eddie Howe and his Newcastle United players spill onto the pitch, having won the Carabao Cup.
You mentioned, about statues. Honestly, the manager, he's got to go up there.
Bombshell news for Bournemouth supporters, and Andoni Iraola is to leave the club at the end of the season.
Everything I have full focus is on Bournemouth. I will not talk about any other thing about my future because I have to be very respectful with this club.
He is clearly a very intelligent man, a gifted coach. He has got Bournemouth playing the sort of football that everyone loves and everyone reveres.
Spot on, Andy, that's for sure. What a job that fella's done at Bournemouth. That's right, Talks understands Andoni Iraola is the leading candidate for the Chelsea job after announcing that he will leave Bournemouth at the end of the season. There were one or two will come into the equation. Oliver Glasner, former Dortmund boss Edin Terzic and Fulham's Marco Silva are also in contention for the role. Gabby, we're going to put you in the Chelsea hot seat, right, and find out exactly what you would do in the situation that the Blues find themselves, right? First thing, if you're a top manager, and it's a kind of crazy thing to say because managers always have egos that they fancy themselves and so they should, by the way, that they can go and turn things around and do that. I would put it this way to you. Is the Chelsea job right now as appealing as it once was?
Not one bit. And the problem we've got with people thinking that Iraola will want to go to Chelsea, why?
Yeah.
Ali, from Alex Crook, who likes to message you when we're trying to work, he said that Bournemouth offered him a record wage, more than any player.
Yeah.
I don't know if it was like 8 or 12 million they offered him a year, Iraola, and he said no. They've got a chance of getting to Europe, first time in their history. Really good chance, Bournemouth. But he still wants to go, Ali. That says to me, has he got his heart set on one club, Athletic Bilbao?
Yeah, it's funny.
Do you know what I mean? I don't think.
with you, mate.
I don't think Chelsea, who could finish below Bournemouth, no Champions League football. You don't get to pick your players.
Yeah.
The physios pick the team. Why would you, if you're Iraola, even dream of it? It's not financially because you turned down big money from Bournemouth.
Yeah.
So I don't think he even touches that job, Ali.
I think you're probably right, I mean, I get put in my place because I had him down as a contender for the Real Madrid job, to tell you the truth. But the fact he's not from that area would probably come into it a little bit as well, with the kind of politics of being up the north and the Basques and all that kind of stuff. So I understand that. But going back to his home club and his home area would seem more of a, if not an obvious choice, but it would seem where he is at this moment
with your stock so high in the Premier League, come back whenever you like. Go there for 3-4 years, Ali, and then the Premier League is going to have you back because of the unbelievable job you've done at Bournemouth. Why would you go to Chelsea? It's absolutely carnage. You look at some of those players, Ali, and say, I don't want to be around working with these characters, these big-time Charlies.
But by the way as well, Gab, I mean, talk to me. I mean, you're looking at that current squad, right, and you're thinking, well, there's going to have to be changes. You'll need to get rid of 4 or 5. They're not on 3-year contracts, some of them. They're on 6-year contracts.
Yes. and the value of the players has gone down dramatically.
Of course it has.
Some of the signings.
I mean, effectively what we're saying here is if they're not in it already, Chelsea could be heading for a proper mess.
Oh, of course they will. I mean, you look at someone like Fofana, Ali. He cost 75 million,
I can't believe that,
yeah.
I know.
Fofana, £75 million he cost. I look at someone like Garnacho, 40 million. Who's signing Garnacho now? If you are, you're offering 20, 25.
Aye, at that.
Liam Delap cost 30 million. Now can we have him on loan for a season? If you're an Ipswich, Ali, if you get promoted, can we have him back on loan? We'll cover his wages. Yeah. So a lot of these players, the ones that they want to keep as well, João Pedro, they won't want to sell. Even Pedro Neto's not been good enough. He cost 54 million. What's he worth now?
And I think there might be a couple going out the door. The two that...
Cucurella, Enzo.
That's exactly what I'm thinking, mate. And I know you can say, you get caught up when you're away in an international duty.
No, you know what you're doing, Ali.
Of course you do. Absolutely, mate.
And also...
Listen, that was an interesting one we had for the caller, right? He said he'd take Mourinho back, and I don't think for a minute it's going to happen.
No.
But would it take something like that? Is it... They're not going to attract him deal like that.
No, because Mourinho will be thinking, unless you change your transfer policy. What big manager's going to take it, Ali? A manager will take the job if it's the financial gain. But when you start talking about Mourinho, Alonso, who's still getting paid by Real Madrid, Ali. So because he's still getting paid by Real Madrid, he's not going to go and take a job where he's probably not going to get more money because Real Madrid are paying him. So why would you go and put yourself in that scenario where, I can't pick my players. Physios are telling me I can't play my best player for more than 60 minutes. It's not attractive for many top managers, unless it's a manager who thinks, I can go and get 6, 7, 8 million pound a year. Why not? Do it for the financial gain, and I won't kick up a fuss.
It looks like, stating the kind of obvious question here, Gab, we've probably seen the last of those type of managers, really. Have we? I know Pep's the one. Pep, you would think, looking at Pep and probably Arteta as well, they look as though they control everything.
Emery does.
Well, see, that's a kind of dying breed, though, isn't
100%. And maybe the new managers. So we had Steve Bruce on last week, and he says that it's a stage now where the managers understand it. They understand that they don't bring in the players. Well, imagine, Ali, some of the managers you worked under, like Martin O'Neill. Martin, you can't pick your players. There's 8 players. 6 of them are 21. They've done well in the French league. There, coach them. And it doesn't work. They're not doing what you tell them to do in training. You don't like the style of play they have. And then you lose your job.
It's incredible. Well, when Blueco took control of Chelsea in May 2022, they had just finished 3rd in the Premier League under Thomas Tuchel, right? And hadn't been out the top 5 in 7 years. I'm not sure they're going to get European football, mate. I'm genuinely not sure if they're going to get European football. And that, was it you? Well, I spoke to, was it Kieran Maguire? Obviously, Kieran comes on and gives you the financial outlook on things. That's got to be a disaster. A disaster.
And the squad of players that they've got, what they pay for this group of players, Ali. And we said it earlier, the players that we mentioned earlier, but I didn't mention Gittins. 16 Premier League games, Ali, 0 goals. 7 Champions League games, 0 goals. Garnacho, 1 Premier League goal. Palmer, 10 goals, 3 assists, 9 in the Premier League, 28 appearances. Palmer's not been at it as well, Ali, and sometimes we maybe look at the foreign players that aren't doing it, but let's look closer to home as well. Because if there was an England squad name today, Cole Palmer should be nowhere near it. Let's be brutally honest. In the last games they played for Thomas Tuchel, he done nothing. Phil Foden done nothing. If you're Morgan Gibbs-White, get your passport ready. If you're Foden and Palmer...
I think that's the case anyway.
Yeah, if you're Palmer and Foden, don't be expecting a call, because at the moment, the number 10s are Eze, Rodgers and Gibbs-White. Simple as that, Ali.
Difficult to argue. Well, it's not...
Foden doesn't even look like he's going to get...
I know, mate.
Pep was having a tantrum last night, Ali. He went and sat on the bench.
I know.
Speaking to some of the players, and Foden's there with the waterproof on, and he's no sign of coming on.
It's a shame, isn't it? It really is a shame, but you're right. You got to get there in merit, and Phil Foden and Cole Palmer at this moment in time are having a toil.
Exactly.
And we've said it before, we think he's the kind of boss. He will not take players if the form's not good, and nor should he, to be fair.
No way.
I think he may be one of the few kind of international managers as well, Gabby. To a certain degree, he will be loyal to players that have been good to him.
Rashford.
Yeah.
Your Rashford, your Gordons, he likes them, doesn't he? Yeah. Maybe if they don't get the game time or goals, okay, certain players, I know what you can offer me. But Foden, Palmer, I feel like he's got so many options in that position.
Correct. That's a big difference.
Jared Bowen deserves it before them both as well.
Of course he does, man.
Bowen deserves it before Palmer and Foden.
I keep harping on about him. I think he's a terrific player, and I think he should be on that plane.
And one player that also should be on the plane, Ollie Watkins, because everyone doubted him, went through a bad form.
He's back.
But all he just needed, Ali, sometimes players need to be took out of it. Yeah. You're not in the England squad. Since then, he's been on fire. And I'm sure he's number 2 striker at the moment.
Gabby, how many times have we said it, mate? It was a brilliant England squad not to be in.
Exactly.
It's as simple as that.
Ali, he's been fantastic, mate.
I know he
since
has.
then.
I like him. I like him a lot, mate. Coming up, we turn our attention to the title race after City went top last night, thanks to Erling Haaland's early goal. Gabby, though, and myself still have Arsenal as favourites to win. No favourites to win. We think they'll win it. More on that next. And if you want to have your say, please give us a call. You know the drill. 03717 22 33 44 is the number to call.
Seen Arsenal. Nicola touches fire. Rugby fire. You ever win? Never beat. Win the dog. You ever play the mind? Keo. Lose this demise. What does that mean? Demise. Can you hear me? You ever win? Never beat. The quadruple. The treble. The treble. The double. Hybrid. Richard Crips FC. Set Piece FC. Can you hear me? Set Piece FC. You ever win? Never been Colosaurus. Here's Morgan. Can you hear me? Greatest club side in the world. You're to one hell of a beat in Matt Lucas OBE. Sharpie, Ben. Can you hear me, Sharpie? Can you hear me, Sharpie? You're to one hell of a beating. North London forever. Can you hear me? Lost and never. You're to one hell of a beating.
What a weekend in the Premier League. Arsenal have gone and bottled it again. The gin that keeps on giving. Arteta's fire wasn't enough to get anything at the Etihad. Man City now have the chance to go top on Wednesday. That game's live on talkSPORT. Give us a call. Arsenal fans, have you bottled it? 03 717 22 33 Elsewhere tonight, West Ham, they failed to take advantage of Spurs dropping points. De Zerbi, though, he got his first point in charge at Spurs. It was my wedding day, and I cannot believe what Kevin Danso is doing in the 95th minute.
More listens than there are people on the planet.
On the planet.
Sad Miss coming on the show.
It's your WhatsApp. It's your WhatsApp. It's your WhatsApp. It's your.
Okay, this is talkSPORT Breakfast. It is 20 minutes past 9. It's Thursday the 23rd of April. Ally and Gabby with you this morning. Now some worrying news ahead of the World Cup. Yamine Lamal injured himself when he scored the penalty that gave Barcelona a narrow victory over Celta Vigo and extended their lead at the top of La Liga to 9 points. Gabby, I'm going to tell you something, right? I just watched the highlights. That game could have been 2-1 after a minute and 10 seconds.
The Barca game?
Aye. I'm not kidding you, mate, right? Barca could have scored inside 8 seconds, right? And Celta Vigo ran up the park and had 2 chances to score before a minute and 10 seconds.
But do you remember, Ali? I think you come on when me and Alan was on, and you were both like, no, I think Barca get over the line against Atletico Madrid. And I was like, no.
You did?
Because you need it all, Ali, to win the Champions League. You can't just be all attack and not have the defence. Imagine this Barcelona defence, Ali, against PSG or Bayern.
I know. I hear you.
You can't play that high line. They score against Atletico.
It'd be some watch, it would be some watch, wouldn't it?
But Ali, they scored against Atletico, comfy in the tie. Then 2 minutes later, high line, run through, Lookman scores.
No. Well, why does he not change it, mate?
Exactly. Yeah, very odd.
What are you thinking? I mean, you must be like the rest of us. You must be loving Yamal. You must absolutely love him.
Ali, I played some paddle with these Spanish lads in Mallorca. And they're confident, mate. They're confident for their squad of players. They've got Spain for the World Cup, and they kept on bantering me, Ali. They kept on saying, "It's coming home. It's coming home." I was like, "Don't!" And they're mocking me. They're basically, and we get this everywhere. That's what we need to go and win something because we're the laughing stock. It's coming home.
Well, I've got to say, I mean, I would have them ahead of you. Not necessarily. Of course, England have got a chance to get some brilliant players, but straight away, I would have Spain and France ahead of you in the betting.
Yes, 100%. Spain, they've been there and done it, haven't they? That group of players, Ali.
Oh, different class, and so are France. If you look at the squads, absolutely amazing. But that Yamine Lamal, I'm telling you, Gabby,
scary.
I watched them. I watched them that game against Inter Milan, the home game. In the old stadium because they won in the new camp, and I'm sitting on that halfway, right on the 18-yard box that Barcelona were attacking, opening 45 minutes, and he gave as good a 45 minutes as I have seen from anybody. Yes. Maybe just about ever.
Okay then, here's one for you, Ali.
Yes.
So I was having this debate with my son when I was watching the Barca game and the Bayern Munich game a couple of weeks ago. I was saying, if I had to choose one right now, Elise or Yamal, I'll choose Elise. If I offer you both of them now, as a manager, you get them for one season, who are you choosing? It's not as easy as you think, is it?
No, but I'm taking Yamal.
Really?
Aye. But it's no easy.
What Elise not done enough for you this season?
See, look at it. You know what I mean? It's like getting offered 2 wonderful presents, but you can only pick one. Do you know what I mean? The both of them. I love Elise, man. I've got to say to you, absolutely, I love him. Different class. But Yamal, he's the one player that probably.
You know what he does at times, though. Maybe I rate him highly as well, but at times he does a bit too much.
I know what you mean.
He's got 3 or 4 around him, and he doesn't release it.
Yeah, maybe that's a bit of youth. Maybe
he'll grow out of that, hopefully.
I'll cut my bit of slack. Yeah. Now, if you're excited for the World Cup, do not forget to check out talkSPORT's How to Win the World Cup podcast with Matt Ford and Alex Brooker. The latest episode out now, and this week they are joined by former Portugal defender Jose Fonte, who divulges how much Cristiano Ronaldo we can expect to see this summer. That's going to be an interesting one as well, by the way.
Yes.
I'm not sure we'll see as much as everybody thinks we might. Now, Manchester City moved to the top of the Premier League last night thanks to a 1-0 win away at Burnley, which relegated Burnley to the Championship. I love this start. The last time City went top of the table, you've got to go back to August the 21st. So you think Pep Guardiola would be pleased, wouldn't you, with a win and a return to the top? Not quite. Have a listen to this.
Yes, it started really well for the goal, well played. We defended really bad 2 actions in the first half, but in general it was really good, well played with 27, 28 shoots we had. So always we could have scored more, not just for the goal difference, that is true. It's just for the fact that we can leave the game in a different situation.
He's right, isn't he?
Yes.
100%.
I don't believe him, though. I don't think he thought Burnley would come back and get a goal, Ali. He's looking at this and saying, like, I'm not losing this league title on goal difference. It's not happening. Because they could, Ali, there was 28 shots. They could have scored 10.
I know, Gav.
Honestly, mate, the chances.
But I'm telling you, mate, I think it's going to go. It could quite easily be goal difference. I don't think they'll all win their games.
No.
But it wouldn't be out of the realms of possibility.
Both teams can draw. But Ali, if you're Arteta on the weekend, you're 2-0 up on 60 minutes. You are screaming at those players on the sideline.
Correct.
Attack,
Keep going.
goals,
Keep going.
goals,
Keep going.
goals.
Yep.
Do not stop. And against Fulham, the week afterwards, before Man City play any Premier League games, you play 2 games. Imagine if you can get 6 goals, Ali, up on goal difference in those 2 games. And then Manchester City's next game is Everton away. They might win that tight game, 1-0, 2-1.
I don't think MD fancies going to Everton now.
No.
Honestly,
And they're fighting for something as well.
You better believe they are. Well, you know, we're still sticking with Arsenal to win the league despite dropping to second place. What do the Arsenal fans think? Ruben's giving us a call. Very good morning, Ruben. How are you?
Good morning, Ruben.
Think?
I'm good, Ali. I'm good, Gabby. How you doing?
We're in top form, Ruben. What do you think? I mean, surely you were a little bit disappointed with the result of the weekend, but what did you think of the overall performance, mate?
Yeah, mate, of course I was. Like, it was obviously losing my head a bit as an Arsenal fan, but I took a lot from the performance, and if we can play like that moving forward over the next 5 games, then I think it holds us in good stead. We'll have to wait and see what happens Saturday against Newcastle. But it's given me a bit more hope, particularly when I've looked at the fixture list and how things are playing out in that respect as well.
Do you agree what I said, Ruben, about against Newcastle and Fulham, every game, if you've got a chance to keep attacking and scoring goals, Arsenal have to be relentless?
Definitely, 100%. And I also think in relation to that, Gabby, if you look at the fixture list now, we play twice before Man City play their next match. Both winnable matches, Newcastle at home, Fulham at home. If we win both of them, that then heaps the pressure back on Man City. They're chasing 6 points again.
Yeah, and if you win those games, and you say you win each game by 3 goal difference maybe, and then Man City know they need to go and beat Everton, but it can't be a 1-0. They need to keep going to score more goals.
100%, 100%. And I think if we can turn out good performances in both those matches, then psychologically, again, not only are they chasing 6 points, they're also looking at Arsenal thinking they're up for this. Exactly. And they then got to go away at Everton and then also Brentford at home. Both of them.
Bournemouth away. Matches. All the best.
Ruben, I'm going to ask you, mate, while I've got you on the line, if you don't mind, what's your front 3 for your next game against Newcastle?
Front 3, definitely Havertz up top. I thought he was good on the weekend. Gyok he hasn't really done it this year. I'm going to go Fossey on the left.
Who?
And then Trossard.
Oh, okay.
And then I'll go Madueke on the right again, but I want Dalman to come on last 30. I think he's had good impact off the bench, so we've got to keep utilising Dalman.
Brilliant, mate. Thanks for your call.
Thank you, mate.
What an end we're going to have to this season. I can tell you that. Coming up, Leeds all but cemented their place in the Premier League last night, and they have an FA Cup semi-final this weekend, which is live on talkSPORT. Leeds could end up having a fantastic season. Could this turn out to be exactly that? Find out next.
I don't know where West Ham's next win will be. I don't know where Spurs' will be. But if Spurs beat Wolves, which is the easiest game out of all the fixtures combined, I wouldn't put my ass on West Ham beating Everton, Brentford, Arsenal, Newcastle or Leeds. And if Spurs beat Wolves, West Ham are going to have to beat one of those teams. Or get a few draws, but you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I can't see that happening. So now I don't really know where my money is as to who's going down now.
Yeah, I mean, I always thought, and I've said to you before, I thought Spurs would survive. I just think they've got
a bit more about them. I know they haven't won a game in 2026, a league game, but it probably was a little bit of a missed opportunity last night. To be fair, it could have got a lot worse because they had chances. When Brennan Johnson's header, he probably should have done a lot better with that. Yeah. Goal obviously ruled out, rightly so, with the handball. But yeah, it's going to be a difficult one for West Ham. I mean, they're both playing at the same time, which is quite interesting at the weekend. So at least there's not one almost. Oh my goodness, they've won.
Neither on telly, right? They're
Neither.
both Saturday afternoon.
Both 3 o'clocks. So
I can't remember. You got that stick, haven't you?
What stick?
Huh?
What stick?
So you can watch games?
No, I haven't got no stick.
I thought you got Premier League TV.
Yeah, code, not stick.
That's what I mean. That's what I meant. Sorry, Darren.
Use
Yeah,
the word code, please.
Code. I meant code.
Yeah, it's going to be fascinating. But yeah, I think West Ham will see it as an opportunity missed. But I said yesterday when we were predicting scores, for me, it just had draw written all over it. Palace, I know maybe...
Over the last few years, Formula One has gone from elitist and insular to a global entertainment brand. The transformation's down to American investment group Liberty Media, who cultivated a new image for the sport since buying it in 2016. Better access to drivers, improved content on social media, and tapping into the US market have given F1 a massive boost in both attention and revenues. But is everyone happy? The fans certainly are, as evidenced by Drive to Survive. Almost 7 million people per season have tuned in to get all the gossip and all the drama from the paddock. The extra exposure means the drivers can demand a higher salary too. In 2010, the top drivers were earning $20 million a year, which isn't bad. But now, the very best earned 3 times that, with Max Verstappen getting a whopping $65 million in 2025. But money doesn't always buy happiness. Some drivers, including Verstappen, don't like the pageantry the changes have brought about. In Las Vegas in 2023, Verstappen said the drivers were made to look like clowns, and the event was 99% performance and 1% race. Some purists who still watch the sport feel the same, and that the spirit of competition has suffered. But Formula One and Liberty Media don't look like slowing down anytime soon. So expect more races, major events and exclusive access in future.
Music takes me back. 9:33 Thursday the 23rd of April. This is talkSPORT Breakfast with, of course, our friends at Arnold Clark. It's the perfect time to upgrade your car. Get 2 years free servicing when you buy a car, a used car, I beg your pardon, in the upgrade event. Check it out online. Ally and Gabby with you this morning. Now we have some very exciting news for you. Chris Evans is bringing TFI Friday back to its original home with a 6-week run of TFI Unplugged, airing every Friday at 11 p.m. on Channel 4 beginning tomorrow. Looking forward to that. It will also be available to stream for free on Channel 4. Virgin Radio's unplugged version of a defining 90s show will retain its original DNA, whilst embracing a more intimate and contemporary format. They'll have great guests telling great stories, but will any top this guest and this story going back to 1996?
Gaz is there, and he's just moved 1.9 miles away from me, actually.
And how do you know that?
Because my wife was out as soon as he was looking at the house with a melonica.
He's just 1.9 miles away. No, it's all a nice.
No, but he's a brilliant lad. I mean, he does things like, he genuinely turns up at 3 o'clock in the morning, you know, and he's chapping the door, and the security lights are on outside, and Alison's kicking me, so I jumped up, and usually you're running about trying to put something on, and I look out the window and Gaz is there. And I was like, jeez. I said, you all right? I'm thinking obviously the worst. And he said,
and
yeah.
he's naked, obviously.
No, he's fully clothed, which was surprising. He just said, I couldn't sleep, you fancy a game of pool? So I actually said yes, and as I'm making my way down the stairs, all I can hear is Missy shouting, "You're worse than he is."
We've got to wrap it up now, suddenly, because once again we could talk all night. But very briefly, let's just show a shot that displays how close you and Paul are. I think we've got this shot here. There you are.
Oh, that picture.
Ali.
Yes, mate.
Wow.
I know.
You must have cleaned up, mate. You must have cleaned up worldwide, Ali. Not just Glasgow, not Edinburgh. I bet you were getting chased around Scotland. Oh, my God. Dear Lord. Oh,
it was sadly...
The young boys must have some stories one day around the table.
Sadly, it was 30 years ago, mate.
Oh, Alistair.
I'm going to tell you something.
Tell you what.
See, after that particular show, I think I moved in with Chris for about 2 weeks after that, and I'm not kidding you, mate. It was absolutely tremendous. Really, really happy.
How did you get out of the clubs, Ali? Did you have to run into a cab, being chased by girls? Dear Lord. He's not denying it either.
It's a wee while since somebody's embarrassed me, and you've actually embarrassed me. Now, don't forget, TFI Unplugged is back in Channel 4 tomorrow night at 11 p.m. Now, Sean Longstaff's 97th minute equaliser. Wow. Grabbed a massive point. It certainly was for Leeds. And last night's thrilling 2-2 draw at Bournemouth. And here's how it sounded live on talkSPORT.
It almost has an end-of-season feel to it when both teams have got something to play for.
Here they come with Krupi into the area, and he scores! Junior Krupi! Nonto drives it across, and it's been turned in! Leeds United are level! Adams with a low cross in, tucked in by Ryan! Long throw by Ampadu into the penalty area, only half cleared, Longstaff has smashed it in!
We have a new manager for next season, so I think it has been a way of, okay, he's done, you know what to expect, and now let's focus on what happens on the pitch.
Priceless points for us also in the situation, in the fight for survival. We are in a good position right now, and this is what pleased me most.
Certainly are in a good position of that. There's no doubt. That last gas strike moves Daniel Farke's side 9 points clear of drop. And with an FA Cup semi-final on the horizon, I look forward to this weekend. It really could be a historic season for Leeds. Well, it's time to give the rallying cry ahead of the game against Chelsea. Joining us now is two-time featherweight world champion and massive Leeds fan, Josh Warrington. Josh, a very good morning, mate.
Good morning,
How are
Josh.
You?
Good morning, gentlemen.
Brilliant.
Good morning, hope you're both well.
We're in great form, mate, Josh. Great form, thanks. And thanks for taking the time to join us. Josh, I'll tell you what, we touched on it there. It could end up being a tremendous season for the boys.
Yeah, absolutely fantastic. You know, it's crazy how football works, isn't it? I mean, I think we're all getting a bit giddy, you know, as we're progressing through the cup. And I speak to a lot of Leeds fans and getting excited about having a decent cup run. And for myself, I was a little bit like, I'm not too bothered about it. I'm more bothered about, you know, staying in the Premier League. But now we look like we more or less are secure. Then, you know, coming up to this Sunday, we can really enjoy it. And you know, with Chelsea sacking their manager, who knows how Sunday could play out? You know, we keep just showing up and ripping up the script. So yeah, it could be quite be a Sunday.
I tell you, you will have, Josh. I'll bet you've got a few down me on Sunday.
Oh, most definitely. I mean, tickets and things like that just go instantly. You know, people always come out of the woodwork, but you know, Leeds fans travel wherever, and the superb support.
We know what can happen as well, don't we? In semi-finals, then finals, you never know. It could be Southampton, but it will be probably Manchester City. Anything can happen in a one-off game. But 1971-72 was Leeds' last FA Cup win. It has been too long, hasn't it, for such a big club to win such a big trophy?
It has, and you know, even to have a decent cup run, it's been far too long. But I guess it's just football, isn't it? And you know, there's been moments when we haven't had the look of the draw and stuff like that. But yeah, I mean, when you look when you read the history of Leeds United, throughout the 60s and 70s, absolutely fantastic in semi-finals and finals were the norm. But we hopefully push on from here and see what happens.
Josh, tell me, mate. I mean, there's a lot of people, myself included, felt a little bit. Even before the season started, there was people questioning Daniel Farke, whether he should be, in charge at least to take him through this season. But I tell you what, and I'm probably, I would imagine, speaking for a lot of the Leeds fans as well, I'm delighted the way it's turned out for him.
Yeah, me too. And I'll be honest with you, Ali. I've been one of them fans who criticised him.
Yeah.
I still see on different bits of social media and forums, even last night, people questioning, his changes and maybe making him too late. But then brings on long staff, and long staff is a super sub, isn't it? So he can't be faulted. There's been moments when I think just before Christmas, a lot of people were calling for his neck, but like I say, we cemented him back in Premier League for next season.
I think as well, when you stay up in that first season, this summer now, Leeds can be a bit ruthless and say, you're not good enough, you're not good enough, you're not good enough, get rid of you, make the bench a lot stronger. And then next season, why not look further up the table?
Well, it's amazing, Josh. Just before you answer, I'm thinking, you look at teams like Leeds and Sunderland now, and I'm thinking to themselves, what do they want to achieve? And you probably want to achieve what likes of Brighton, Bournemouth and Brentford have achieved, and that is absolutely established themselves in the league.
Hey mate, we're Leeds United. We want more than that. Like I said, I've seen a couple of WhatsApp groups and stuff like that. Some fans are expecting to be knocking on the door of European next year.
Yeah,
that's the ambition as a Leeds fan. But I agree with yourself. Whilst we've got all the construction of a brand new stadium upgrade going on, we want to make sure that we are a solid Premier League side, and then grow from there.
I think when you look at it as well, you're only 8 points behind Chelsea.
I know.
2 points behind Newcastle.
I know.
Like, it's turning out to be a fantastic season, and there's no reason why you can't get at this Chelsea side, because the pressure's on Chelsea. There's no pressure on Leeds in the semi-final. Win or lose, no problem. So sometimes that can work against a team like Chelsea.
Yeah, most definitely. More than anything, I just want to see a score down there. I've been down to Wembley twice now to see us in playoffs, and not seeing 180 minutes and not seeing a goal. It's not great, especially for all the travelling fans down from Leeds. But why not? Why not? Can we?
Yes.
We've already done well against them this season. So why not go down there and like I say, rip up the script. We did down in Old Trafford the other week against Manchester United. So do something like that against Chelsea. Be quite some scenes.
Josh, just a quick one before we'll let you go, mate. After your fight in February against Lee Wood, how are you and what's your plans?
I wake up every day, Ali, with something different. I think from time to time I'm a retired fighter, and then I think, there's at least one more left in there. I'm just trying to find an answer, but it's taking some time to get there.
Well, listen, mate, whatever you choose to do, the best of luck for them is all here. And best of luck at the weekend. Enjoy the game, mate. Thanks for joining us.
Cheers, boys. Thank you.
Brilliant. Two-time featherweight world champion Leeds fan Josh Warrington with us there. Looking forward to and enjoying Leeds' season. Coming up, we're going to turn our attention back to the situation at Chelsea. talkSPORT understands that one senior player nicknamed Rosenior as the substitute teacher. That's poor. Do these players need to start looking at themselves? Allow me to answer that. Yes. We will discuss that next with Chelsea legend Frank Leof.
Arsenal have been reeled back in.
They are the title in the hands for months and months, and 3 weeks ago they had 10 points. It's not losing against City, as we said. You know, it's not losing against City that annoy me the most, because there is no shame of losing against City. But it's the game before that, Bournemouth. You know, when you lose the 3 points at home, the way they played, I watched the game. I was so. I'm not going to say the word on radio because. But you understand what I mean.
It was flat, wasn't it? It was flat.
Yes. No desire. I think they had no idea what's going on the pitch, and I think they didn't understand exactly what it takes, you know, to win the Premier League, especially when you have to fight against City. This team is amazing. You know, they're acting like as a champion every single season. So,
did you say that you don't think some of these players know what it takes to win the Premier League? What's involved in winning it? How you win it?
Have you seen the game against Bournemouth?
Yeah.
The one and only Sam Ryder! Please welcome back Will Traeger.
You have 4 billion more listens than there are people on the planet.
On the planet.
Snap miss coming on the show.
It's your WhatsApp, it's your WhatsApp, it's your WhatsApp, it's your.
Okay, we're nearly there. Thursday the 23rd of April, it's 9:47. We are officially in the final furlong of the home straight now after just 23 games in charge. Chelsea have parted ways with Liam Rosenior despite signing a 6-year deal in January. He was sacked following a historic slump that saw Chelsea lose 5 consecutive Premier League games without scoring a single goal, which has been well documented. It's a worst rout since 1912, 114 years or something. Tuesday's 3-0 defeat against Brighton leaves the Blues 7th in the table and 7 points off the Champions League places. For more on this, joining us now is a former World Cup and European champion with France and a man who's won 2 FA Cups with Chelsea. Frank Leboeuf is joining us. Frank, very good morning to you. Thanks very much for taking the time to join us. How are you?
I'm good, thank you. Thank you for having me. Hi, how you doing, guys?
We're in top form, Frank. We're in top form, which sadly can't be said for your former club, Chelsea. How do you see it all at the moment, Frank? And were you a little bit surprised at the dismissal, the timing of Liam Rosenior, or did you see it coming?
Well, the thing is, there is maybe something to do, and they have a big game going against Leeds on Sunday. So maybe they're expecting, getting a new coach to have a reaction from the players, and it's why maybe they did it now. But I don't believe it will change anything. I think you have to rethink the way of investing on the players. And I read something about Marcel Desailly saying that we need leaders and we need experienced players. It's what I keep saying for like the last 3 years. And as long as they try to get results with only young players, they're going to struggle. And we all know that. Ali knows that. We've been in the business, and we all know that in order to get something, yes, you need young players. Yes, you need to invest in some young players and hope that they're going to bring you money when you're going to sell them. But you need to have results. And when you're at Chelsea Football Club, you cannot wait. So therefore, maybe they want something. Maybe they want a silverware at the end of the season. But it won't resolve the problem for me. As long as they keep on thinking like that, and I know Mr. Egbali, and I know he's a smart guy, maybe will react and change his mindsets with Mr. Bolly and the board, because it's not going to work that way.
I think as well, Frank, when you look at 5 games, 5 defeats, 0 goals scored, this isn't Chelsea Football Club, is it? You need a leader there, leaders in the dressing room to say, guys, this is Chelsea. This doesn't happen at this football club. We don't down tools when we play anybody.
Absolutely agree with you, and 100%. You cannot build anything, and you played in big teams. I remember you being so fast, so on the side, but you need to be served, and you need to be to help at some point, and either you play with Aston Villa or you play for Chelsea, and you want results, you want to do well in the European Cups campaign. You need. Especially in the middle of the park, people who have knowledge about football, know the music, because football is a music. There is a rhythm in football. You know when you have to calm down. You know when you have to accelerate. And the thing is, they play nowadays with only one tune, one rhythm, and it's all about not losing the ball. Where the differences with us was at the time we tried to make the opponents making mistakes. That's what the difference. Now they try to not lose the ball, so it's like a handball game. You know, you keep the ball. Yeah, you have the possession, but you have one shot in the game. So you have to change that. And I thought Chelsea was there when Enzo Maresca signed. You know, it was more straightforward, more vertical, and it was getting a little bit better. But again, as soon as they had a little problem, they couldn't resolve it because they didn't have the players in the middle of the park or as a centre back or even in goal to talk to the others. And you don't have that. Caicedo, Enzo Fernandez, they are good players, and I talked about them, but they're not full leaders. I was talking about Marcel Desailly as a centre back. I was talking about Dennis Wise, Roberto Di Matteo. They were players like crazy leadership and knew exactly what to do in different situations. At Chelsea, they don't have that.
Frank, it's a shame, and you're so right. I mean, there has to be a balance between youth, you know, and obviously experience, and Chelsea don't have that at the moment. But I want to ask you, moving forward, you're talking about leadership and how important it is. Where do Chelsea now go for their next coach or their next manager? Because the obvious people names will come up, and Cesc Fabregas, for example, who's doing exceptionally well in Italy, would be one whose name would come into the equation. But my question to you is this, Frank: is that a job that would appeal to somebody right now, like Cesc Fabregas, or are Chelsea looking? Sadly, as the days not gone, but have they disappeared a little bit, where they go and attract the creme de la creme of the coaches?
Well, even if you are the creme de la creme, you are facing a dressing room absolutely ill, and they don't know what to do. And I talked about that with Steve Nichols because I work for ESPN, and we were talking together. You know what to do, even if you bring a new one. You know, Ali, you know how hard it is to change a dressing room. So let's get the example of Manchester United, where Michael Carrick has made a great job to turn the events of an appalling Manchester United for years, and it worked. But you have experienced players in the team. That's the thing. That's the difference. Now with Chelsea, even if you take Cesc Fabregas, how he's going to handle the fact the players that have their head down and they don't know what to do when they're on the field, that they've been taught that to keep the ball and only keep the ball for years. And if you don't have chances to score, that's not a problem as long as you have a possession. They're not going to change dramatically. So Cesc or maybe another guy, I don't know. But I will rather go with somebody who have a philosophy of football, maybe an older guy who knows the Premier League, who maybe knows the club very well, but knows also how to handle a change and a new mindset. That's the only thing I can say. But I can't have names. I don't have names. I don't know who can be that special guy who can turn the team in a positive mood.
Frank,
I don't know that.
Frank, talking about names, there's been rumours that one of the players at Chelsea has nicknamed Liam Rosenior substitute teacher. What do you think of that, mate?
I'm not sure I understood what you meant. You know,
so one of the Chelsea players has given a nickname to Liam Rosenior and called him substitute teacher.
Effectively, Frank, I think what we're trying to say, Frank, is the fact of the matter is it looks as though. It looks very much like Liam Rosenior, sadly, didn't have the respect from the dressing room.
Mocked.
Yeah, it's very, very sad because I saw him working in Strasbourg and he was doing great.
Yeah.
The only thing is it's also a little bit his fault, where I think he wanted to be the professor. He wanted to show a different way that he was doing for Strasbourg. He came to another club. He said, well, in order to please the players, I'm going to cover them. At first is what he did, until he got fed up last game against Brighton and said that wasn't acceptable, and he was absolutely right. But he has a part of responsibility in that, where, you know, we were expecting something like it did with Strasbourg, with young players, and it worked. But League One is not the Premier League, and you have to face another thing. And Strasbourg is not Chelsea. Chelsea is a big club, is one of the best clubs in the world, lots of money. So you have to immediately prove that you deserve that. And to be a philosopher is nice, or a teacher, when you are successful. But when you are not, you're in trouble, and the players will mock you, which is very sad, very bad, and not very smart. They should have helped him. I mean, now the players, they have to face themselves. I mean, after so many coaches change, maybe the problem doesn't come from the coach. It comes from the board, is what we just talked about, you know, and the non-experienced players there. But the players, they are responsible for what we see on the field.
Frank, my final question is quite a simple one. How are you? Where are you? How is life treating you? Because you're looking really well, my friend.
No, Ali, thank you very much. Well, I am in a train station in Gare de Lyon in Paris because
I was there last week. I was there.
Really?
I love Paris, mate. I was in the Gare du Nord last week.
Yes, and I'm going to Switzerland. I have to change train station. I'm going to Switzerland because I'm going to be on stage tonight for my play, the play that I produce, because I'm an actor now. So life is good. Amazing. I enjoy my life. I still work for ESPN, so I still follow football, especially the Premier League. So I'm still in love with the football. I'm like you guys, passion forever. But I have another life, and it's nice. And Paris is nice, so beautiful weather, as you can see today. You know, you see, it's so
amazing. I love it. Absolutely love it, mate.
But everything is great, and I hope you guys, I can see in big forms too, and in big shape, and that you're enjoying life.
Thank you.
Great stuff, Frank. Thanks for your time. Hopefully speak soon. Enjoy Switzerland, my friend.
Ali, Craig Burley says hi.
Some boy. He is some boy, Burley, I can tell you. He's what a lad he is.
He was talking to you. He keeps on talking to you like the best leader he ever had, and he said you are the best of the best. So I just want to tell you.
That's very, very kind of you, Frank. We certainly had some moments, Burley and I can tell you that. He's a great lad.
Sure. I'm sure, especially at the bar.
Take care,
Thank
mate.
you, Frank.
All the best,
Take care,
Frank.
guys. Enjoy, guys. Bye.
Absolutely brilliant. He's in top form, Gabby, isn't he?
Yes, lovely.
What a man. What a man.
Speaks well. Speaks
really well, right into his acting.
Switzerland.
And do you know something? Switzerland, beautiful. I could tell that was a Gare du Nord behind them, mate.
Yes.
Yeah, what a place.
You like Paris, don't you, mate? You like it, don't you?
Oh, I love Paris, mate. I love Paris. What a city. What are you up to today, pal?
I'm going home, mate. My sneaking another game of paddle, Ali.
Good lad.
Yeah, I got a good beating in Spain.
The boys give you going over in Spain, did they?
Yeah, they're different over there, mate. What about you, mate?
I saw Benty was he getting a lesson somewhere of some professional guy in my
Benty's all in, mate. He's all in,
Ali. All in, eh?
He's all in to the paddle.
We need a game. Certainly need a game. Well, listen, enjoy your day, pal. Thoroughly enjoyed today. Thanks for your company.
Top man, Ali.
Great fun. A big thanks to Frank LeBeuf there, who, as you heard, was in absolutely top form. Thanks for your company out there, guys. We hope you've enjoyed listening as much as we've enjoyed the show this morning. Coming up, stay